Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Come in here and show some respect. Show some decorum. Hit that like button, that subscribe button. The show's getting ready to start in 5, 4, 3, 2. May I have your attention? May I please have your attention? Super Sundays. Yeah, baby. We're back at it again. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's get it. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Sir Hale Speaks Super Sundays. I'm glad that you're here. I wanted to take a moment to tell you guys how much I appreciate you. We've been doing these shows for months now, and you guys have been showing up consistently as we take on and we tackle different challenges and different topics. So I appreciate it. But here's what we're trying to do going forward. We want to grow this audience to people who need to hear content like this. And so we need your help. How can you help us? That's a fantastic question. Be sure to make sure you hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell for all of the content that we have, particularly Super Sundays. All right, guys, sit back, relax, enjoy. Make sure you invite somebody to Sir Hale Speaks Super Sundays. We're getting ready to go in. We're going to have a good time. Happy Sunday, everybody. Let's get to the show.
Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast, go deep, I OG on them. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast, go deep, I OG on them. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. Down, levitate, going up, elevate. Watch me demonstrate. On time, never late. I grind, celebrate. No pump, fake, hesitate. I've been scoring every day. Champagne, Perrier. Since 9-3, been in the box, now I'm stepping up to home. Like straight out the sandlot, now I'm plotting on the globe. I work hard, I show love, that karma steady growing. Got this far, I go hard, let God take control. I was starving skinny, now my weight up, got no energy for haters. See you trying, see you later. I'm shooting for the stars, need no laser beam, blowing like the greatest, but it's one who's always greater. Yo, go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast, go deep, I OG on them. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast, go deep, I OG on them. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. Smile good, skin clear. This here my year. Hey, look up here. This here my tier. Same fit 4 days. I grind 4 ways. I play no games. All me, no blame. On the wave, my own wave. Can't stop my shine. In the lane, my own lane. Can't stop my grind. 40 yard in the V12 and like 1.5. At 19, I cleared 19 in a month, no lie. Oh God. I was starving skinny, now my weight up, got no energy for haters. See you trying, see you later. I'm shooting for the stars, need no laser beam, blowing like the greatest, but it's one who's always greater. Yo, go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast, go deep, I OG on them. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast, go deep, I OG on them. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. 500 degrees.
Yeah, baby. Come on, y'all. Let's get it. Likes up. Let's go.
Young is coming to you live from a place where nobody else know to take it. They hand up, they want us to split the pie, right? Cause they realize that we gone crazy. Yeah, I flipped my pie, really did that 180. Yeah, skirt. I flipped my pie, really did that 180. Young is coming to you live from a place where nobody else know to take it. They hand up, they want us to split the pie, right? Cause they realize that we gone crazy. Yeah, I flipped my pie, really did that 180. Yeah, skirt. I flipped my pie, really did that 180.
Who's that gon' tell me I can't do it?
I can't do it. Better be on time with my bankroll. Talk fat, no ball cat, no lit word. Routine like clockwork, my wrist word. Let's go like that. I flourish the cook, got no roof on it. I'm taunting, I'm all in the moment. Everything lit, I don't miss. Till someone get John on the line, say the invoice is coming. I'm thumbing through stacks of that cold ball. They egging me on, so I'm going off. I got them mad, I show off. They treating my life like it's no law. I never flex above my means. I spit the cream on my tribe, don't I? Don't bro me, don't know me, you not regime. To the one with the condom, my eye is on it. Yeah. I see you move through the base, they precaution, they snaking, they seeing me. Money tree, wake up the royalties. I got a queen, yeah, she go with me. She making me feel like I'm royalty. It's probably cause we royalty. I just got fresh with the golden piece. Shrug, show the emoji, okay. You know it's me, diamond soul dancing, singing like Jodeci. 10 out of 10 every time till they notice me. What you thought I was supposed to be. Ain't nobody close to me. Granted my hits touch the billboards, and they printing my face on the billboard. They envy my drip, I'm enlightened. You should let go of that hate, but you feel more. I make them rage every time they get flamed when they hear what I say, coming straight from the source, yeah. I come a long way from the coast by the shore. My boy, I'm enjoying this. Young bitch coming to you live from a place where nobody else know to take it. They hand out, they want us to split the pie, right? Cause they realize that we gone crazy. Yeah, I flip my pie, really did that 180. Yeah. I flip my pie, really did that 180. Who's that gon' tell me I can't do? Better be on time with my bankroll. Talk fat, no ball cat.
And now, your host, Sir Hale Speaks. Oh, snaps, y'all. I'm grooving to it. What's up, y'all? What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Sir Hale Speaks Super. Wait, that felt good. Let me compose myself. What's up, everybody? You know who this is. Sir Hale Speaks. Welcome to another edition of Sir Hale Speaks Super Sunday. I'm glad to see everybody here tonight. Glad that you guys are here. Y'all looking good. You're smelling good. And I know you are, because you wouldn't have shown up to the stream otherwise. Before we get into this, let me show some respect. Let me show some decency and decorum. And let me speak to the good people of the chat. Quincy Freeman's in the building. Justin Drea's in the building. Miss Carrington, a member of the channel, was in the building. Good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. Shoo, the world's greatest. Miss Shoo's in the building. Scam Likely, the president of the Dustosphere. Mr. Eugene Steele, what's going on with you? BCDC 123. Oh, BCDC 1. I could have been a rapper. I could have done it, guys, but I let the other guys have that. Much respect to Big Smooth, who's in the building. Kiara's in the building. What's going on with you? Lexi said, listen, guys, y'all know how much we care about Samantha Michelle. When I first started this channel, it was her and it was Jenny Moreno. These were the two who made sure that they helped to grow this channel. And I want to spend some time and I want us to show Samantha some love. She's been away for a little bit, you know, and we missed her when she was gone. But tonight she is back. And so we're going to show some love. Samantha Michelle, good to see you tonight. Bravo, we see the ladies that's chatting is in the building. Braves Club is here. I see the one of the only IXL is in the building. I see Isaiah here. I see Braves Club. I see the Harris Tribe group. I see Red Lipstick Vibes is in the building. Oh, she's in the building. I see Convo and Chill with Tommy B. Well, listen, guys, we got a packed house tonight, and we're going to have a fantastic time. We are going to have a conversation. What We Know podcast. Salute, my brother. What's going on with you? I see you. I see you. I see you. So listen, we're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to have a real conversation because it's been brought to my attention. And you guys know, the feminists get upset when I talk about things like this, but we have to dig into it. That it seems as if good men are nearly invisible to women when they're younger. When women are beautiful and they're attractive and fine and they're young and they're vivacious, good men seem to be overlooked. Or do we have this wrong? Is it simply that men need to do more to level up, to get the bag, to become more, to be attractive to the type of woman that they want? Or do we have a problem where we haven't taught our women how to see a man's value outside of the PPP? What is the PPP? Sir Hale's going to remind you. In the building. His penis, his protection, and his provision. Are women able to see a man his worth if something happens in any of those areas? Tonight, guys, we've got a great panel of people who are going to help me to come have this conversation. So buckle your seatbelts. This show's going to start off with the turn. Bringing up to the stage first, y'all, somebody new to the platform, but true to the game. She's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the one and the only. Look, everybody in the back wonder who I'm getting ready to call. Shout out to the real Precious who's in the building. What's going on?
Hola to everyone. Hello, chat.
What's good with you? Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I've been watching your channel for a while now, and I'm grateful to be here. So thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Y'all, I'm bringing up my guy. Listen, I got to bring up this guy because he drops so much truth, but he also sometimes he drops some cabinetry, but he redeems himself by the end of the show, bringing up my other content creating brother, my dude, somebody who's got integrity. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the one and the only, the man of prestige. Oh, he's in the building.
What's up, my brother? What's going on? Hello, how you doing? Nice to meet you.
Hello.
What's going on, Sir Hale?
Hey, listen, good things, man. Good things. You're looking sharp, my brother.
Let's do it. Thank you. I appreciate that. You too.
All right, guys, listen. When I first met this other content creator, he started a whole movement, having a conversation from a different perspective. He is somebody I truly respect. He's diligent in his work. He's creative. He's outstanding in his work ethic. I want to present to you, you guys have seen him before on one of our Saturday collabs, but the first time on Super Sunday. I'm bringing up my brother, the one and the only. You know, I got Negro on me, so I can't really pronounce the name, so I'm going to do the initials. Bringing up my boy AR's in the building. What's up, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm just trying to behave today. That's all I'm trying to do.
Hey, man. Excellent. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here.
What's up,
Appreciate
AR?
you,
Good to see you, man.
Hello, everyone. What's up? How you doing?
All right.
Good evening.
All right, guys. Like, listen. So this couple, you guys know what they do. They get on a show. They're taking over TikTok. They're taking over Twitter. They're taking over Instagram. They're taking over Facebook. They're taking over everything. Ladies and gentlemen, they are a group, and you can't get into this group because it's exclusive, because that bond is strong. The love is deep, and they true to who they are. I'm bringing up to the stage. Y'all know who it is. The Harris tribe is in the building. What's going on, y'all?
Peace.
What we gonna do today, Brain?
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Hey, y'all, listen. This lady who I'm getting ready to bring up has been super supportive. Like when I started my channel and I met her, she's creative. She's got a serious work ethic. And she has the conversation from a place where she's not talking points. She's bringing real information, and she's true to who she is, a lady, a feminine woman, a sweet lady, great character. And I'm so honored that I know her. I'm bringing up for the first time on Super Sunday. Now, she's been busy. She do like 35 shows a week. And I'm just grateful she carved out a little bit of time to hang out with your boy, bringing up the one of the only. Y'all know who it is. It's Red Lipsticks Vibes. She's in the building. What's good?
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Hi,
sis.
good evening.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hello.
All right, y'all. Listen, this is somebody who's new, brand new, a recommendation from my brother AR. Ladies and gentlemen, she is dope in her perspective, a businesswoman. She is smart, but she's going to bring it to you real. Ladies and gentlemen, show your love for the one and the only. Coach is in the building. What's going on with you?
What's up, everybody? So nice to be here. Such
Hello.
a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me. And AR, thank you for the introduction. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Welcome.
All right, guys, let me move this, Brandon, guys. Listen, I'm trying to get this right, guys. Sorry, AR, I'm covering up your head, man. I'm sorry about that, man. Jesus. I want to bring up to the stage next my brother, y'all. Listen, his marketing genius is so crazy. He brands everything. If he's gonna eat a bowl of cereal, it's gonna be, I seen you eating your bowl of cereal. This dude is a genius at this. I'm bringing up to the stage the one of the only. ISennYoLilPodcast. He's in the building. What's up, my brother?
What's going on? What up, y'all?
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know who this is. Y'all know I'm getting ready to bring her up. No surrender. She's in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, show your love for the one and the only, Mrs. Shoo Shoo. Oh, she's in the building.
What's going on?
All right, guys. So listen. So let me tweak some things a little bit so we're not looking weird. So let me get here. Bazam. Here. I think we're looking good. Bazam. Wow. Oh, snaps. We looking sharp right now. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing tonight?
We're good.
Pretty good. Looking forward to this chat.
I'm doing great. I cannot wait to argue with Shushu. That's my favorite person to argue with.
Of course. Break. Hey, listen, I ain't scared. Let's do this.
Oh, snaps. She ain't scared.
She ready, baby. She ready.
I told y'all the show was going to start off on a turn. But listen, guys, before we get started, you guys had a pretty good week this week?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's been great.
Well,
Yeah.
how about yourself?
Okay, excellent. So far, so good. It's a really good week. I had to call my boy Podcast. And y'all, look, shout out to Podcast. Y'all been thinking you just meet people on YouTube for no reason. I called my brother today. I don't never call nobody. I said, Podcast, you got a minute for a call? And I said, hey, bro, I'm dang near burnt out. And I said, bro, I might need your help tonight. And what did he say? He didn't give me no long spiel. He said, bro, I got you. And Podcast on national television. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you, brother. Real talk. Thank you so much for that, bro.
No, I understand it. You asked about our weeks. This been one of the best so far. Numbers been going up, likes, views, donations, everything been going up. So I know how you feeling.
Yep.
Because it's been a consistent grind all week long, but the payoff, I think, is worth it.
That's a fact. And that's for all content creators. The payoff is worth it. All y'all know up here. All of us know you make a YouTube video and you got to do a TikTok reel and you got to do something on Instagram. You'd be like, listen, I'm sick of this. And don't let you do one of them videos and you expecting this to be your blow up when you get 1 million views and you get 17 of them, you'd be upset, right? So you got to find a way to keep motivated. So much respect to everybody who's on here tonight. All right, y'all. So listen, so you guys know we talk about relationships and we're going to get into that tonight as well. So there's been something that's been said a lot, and we're going to dig into it. That what I'm getting ready to say is going to hurt some feelings, but the feminists are going to get upset. I might get banned, but the truth is, pretty women often overlook good guys until they hit the wall. So that's going to be the meat of what we talking about. Hold on, I'll see y'all ladies roll y'all ass and be like, what you saying, right? So we're going to jump into that, but before we do, I want to play a couple clips and I want to get you guys' reaction to these things, okay? So this is a lady who talks about cheating, and listen to what she says. And I want you guys to talk to me about, is it true that most women behave this way? They use this. Here we go, guys. Dang, I gotta be a Negro and be late.
Cheat on you is because I have little to no feelings for you. Oh, and when I do cheat, it's gonna be more emotional than physical. Oh, and if you catch me, I'm definitely gonna play victim and flip the entire situation on you. So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be 10 times.
Now, what do you guys think about this? For what I'm hearing now, and regardless of the generation, there seems to be a consistency that when a woman steps out or does something like this, it's never her fault. You did something wrong, sir. Is this true? What do you guys think about this?
I guess not in every situation that it's the guy's fault. Sometimes it is maybe something she's lacking in a relationship. Sometimes it's just, I don't know, maybe she's looking for something different.
Or she's just not ready for that commitment. A lot of women think that they're ready for the commitment and have done nothing to prepare for it. And they just think that marriage is this thing that you can just step into and turn the light on and turn the light off. And it's not quite like that. You have to prepare yourself as a woman to be ready for the man that is suitable for you, and not just any man. So that's another issue. Women think that any and every man is suitable for them. And then when they find out that they're not, they're heartbroken, or they get into relationships right back to back, and it just doesn't work out for them because they're not preparing themselves, and so the chaos is evident.
Can you explain what you mean by suitable?
Suitable. So, in my opinion, someone who is suitable for a woman is, for one, men control relationships. And so to be suitable for someone, you have to fit into his life. He has to see himself in you and you have to see yourself in him. So, a lot of times women don't see themselves in men. They see them in their pockets. They see them in their bed, but they don't see them in their life as an everyday thing. and not just what it's going to look like or what it's going to feel like or what your friends or family are going to say, because now you're in a relationship or in a marriage. They're not necessarily suitable. They're not wives. They're women who want to be married.
I'm glad you switched that from off of the men onto the women. Thank you for that.
Oh well, men control relationships, and women hop in them left and right, and they're not always suitable.
Wait a minute. It's too early for the truth bombs. Anybody else want to respond to this clip?
I got a follow-up question for that. So I can't see our names. Is that Coach Ariana? That's how, right?
Yes, sir, it is. Yes.
Okay, that's Coach Ariana. All right, let me ask the ladies in general. Even if we teach women, are they able to see that far? Ability, are they able to?
Women don't have forward thinking. Some women don't have that forward thinking trait. And I believe it comes from I was raised in a house with a mother and a father that were married. So sometimes when you're in a home where you have a single parent, you're not going to have that forward thinking because your single parent doesn't have it. They're surviving, trying to take care of the load of two people, and that forward thinking is just not there. And the child now does not have an example of that, or a balanced household to see that, okay, mom nurtures and dad plans and, takes care of the family, and he's looking ahead and he's, seeing the future in order to take care of this family.
Yeah. Do you mind if I respond to that as well?
Please do.
Thank you. So from a biblical perspective, a man is called to find a wife. She is a wife before he finds her. Mm-hmm. Marrying a woman does not make her a wife. And so that would call us to have to ask, well, who teaches her how to become a wife or how to be a wife, right? How does she become a wife before he finds her? And that would have to come, obviously, from our family and from our upbringing. And so, of course, I think a two-parent household is more suited for that. I grew up in a two-parent household as well. But you have to also remember that in the past, there was a hierarchy of women. And so our grandmothers and mothers and our aunties and sisters, they taught girls how to relate with men and how to have not only positive relationships with men, but how to become a wife. Those were skill sets that we learned over time. How to nurture and how to care for children was just like a basic standard, in addition to how to care for a home and how to cook and clean and things like that. Like, that's just basic. That doesn't make us a wife. The wife is a mindset, and that comes with a certain type of development in your maturity and in your heart and in your emotional being. So I truly believe that when a man finds that woman, he recognizes her right away, even if he's not a husband yet. Right? Even if he's not a husband yet, I think a man can recognize that.
I can't take this.
Coach. Okay, y'all. Listen, guys. I've never heard that before.
It's a lot.
But that makes sense.
It's a lot. That
makes sense because men are looking for value. And regardless of whether or not he's ready for it, doesn't negate whether or not he wants it. That's a fantastic point.
Correct. So, I do believe that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Far be it from me to oh God, ask for the smoke this early. But I'm not surprised. No, seriously, I'm literally not surprised right now about what's coming out of this young lady's face at this particular moment. I do need to ask you like at least one or two questions. What is your ethnicity?
I'm Latina. I'm Dominican and Colombian. So I'm South American and Caribbean.
Yep, there it is. I mean,
yeah. So we have a very traditional perspective, if you will, just in our ethnic heritage on upbringing.
Sir Hale, I don't want to hear it. I didn't start today. He started before me.
Podcast looks so disappointed.
I detect no lies there. She's absolutely right.
Because I have never. Listen, I'm 45. I'm talking about my whole family. Church, evangelists, bishops, deacons, ministers, apostles, all of that. I've never heard a woman that look like me color wise say, "Oh, she's a wife before she gets found." Ever.
Really?
I literally thought I made that up.
That's in the Bible. But
I thought I made that up. That's
No.
literally, you can find that in a bunch of my videos on my channel. I thought I made that up.
Yeah,
And
that's
this woman just
biblical.
uttered it.
Yeah, it's in the word.
How long?
I'm just wondering what the disconnect is. Where's the disconnect? How is it possible that this woman from another ethnic group understands, oh, I'm supposed to be a wife before my husband finds me, not I'll turn on the femininity once you get here. I'll turn on the nurturing once you get here. I'll turn on the respect, the love, and all this other stuff once you get here. I just don't understand where the disconnect is. I don't.
I can answer.
So you're agreeing with what she's saying, and you're saying
I'm definitely agreeing with what
got
she's
you.
saying, and I'm confused about where the disconnect is between our culture and theirs. I don't understand it.
I got you. I see what you're saying. So, Coach, he's agreeing with you. I'm like, I thought you were disagreeing. What you're saying is you've been saying this, and it seems like
I thought I made that up.
People don't seem to get that. I get what you're saying.
Not our people, our women. Our women don't get that. I've never heard a black woman, especially one of my hue, say that.
I know one particular. Blazam.
Okay. I say it all the time.
I mean, we've said that, but I just podcast. I don't think you were listening. That's all.
I might not have been here, but I'm just saying I've never heard it. Not from a black woman.
I've heard it all my life, so I don't know. Yeah,
they are literally arguing, right? I'll be feminine, right?
I know.
Like you're already, so that's what I'm saying. I'll be feminine, I'll be nurturing, I'll be all of these other things when the right man comes along. Not I'm already these things.
AKA when I'm 50.
The white man can find you.
Right.
So I mean, literally, it's
I know what you're saying, brother, because I hear it all the time, and I'm fussing at them all the time.
So
like there's no such thing as conditional femininity. Like you need to put that out your mind, because that's no.
Well, there were two interesting things that I found that she said. Number one was that being a wife is a mindset.
It is.
Okay, because just now we just went in the direction of people's actions in real time. It's a mindset, first of all. We need to let that sink. Second thing she said is that even before he becomes a husband, that's to say, men don't fall out of the skies becoming husbands too. I think we should pay attention to that. So hopefully we'll get to that part in the conversation today, right, Sahil?
Yeah. Hey, I want to put up something, and then AR, I see you ready to go.
Okay.
And I'm reading this book. And I forgot if it's the 5 a.m. Club or it's another book, but they brought up something that I thought was interesting. They said that we can't just focus on mindset. That you're going to hear that talked about everywhere. But what about heart set, soul set, and health set? When you factor in all of these things, mindset, heart set, health set, soul set, when you see other cultures, the way that they work with their body, their health set, the love that they give, traditions in family events, soul set, right? Heart set, mindset. It's like they espouse all of that. Particularly us as African Americans, we may have the health set, we gonna get it in. Somebody gonna sound like that. But when it comes to the heart, when it comes to the soul and those deeper things, I think there is a disconnect there. Do you guys see that?
Yeah. We talk on the surface all the time. Everything is just on the surface. We never dig deep inside, and then we wonder why there's problems everywhere.
It's difficult to go deep. I remember a professor of mine once told me that most people are surface thinker because it's difficult. It's tantamount painful when you start peeling back layers and going deeper, because it makes you look inward more, right? And once you look inward more, you have to accept who you are and representation you're putting out there. That's why there's a saying that accountability feels like an attack when you're not ready to accept how your actions affect people.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's like that. But maybe it's just a hope in me. I do genuinely believe that black men and women do love each other. I just don't think we know how to do that properly.
How to exactly? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let me switch directions a bit. I'm getting ready to play a clip. I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to share my thoughts. Okay, guys, have you ever gotten this? And I want you to be honest. But I'm getting ready to show you. Have you ever had this, and did you screw it up?
Question for the men: why do we cheat on good women? We get a woman that check every box. I'm talking about good personality, sense of humor, take care of business. I'm not a man that believe in gender roles, but she take care of home, she take care of the kids, she treat us with respect, she ain't annoying, she don't get on our nerves, she ain't clingy, she a lady in the streets, in the sheets. She always wondering have you ate, and if you're not, she finna whip it up and bring you a plate. Gonna go that extra mile for you. I'm talking about always thinking of you. She ain't even high maintenance. It don't even take a lot to please her. But for some reason, we always want to go after something that don't even compare to this woman. I'm talking about on no level. When people see who done broke up a happy home, he did that for her. That's what I've been sitting and pondering a lot of things. They so happen to be one of them. So men, why is it that we can have it all and still be a dog?
Now, before you guys answer that, I want to. There's a news announcement that's coming again that I want to play.
Cap.
Now, guys, have you guys had this in your? Have you guys experienced this in your life where you had all of that and then screwed it up?
No.
Oh, come on, that's cap.
Okay.
No.
Cap.
Right.
That's cap.
Mountains of
It's
mountains.
very simple.
That's
No.
cap.
Because my first question would be, first of all, what he's saying is real. But the other question is that what does he mean by good? What do you mean by good? Who is this woman good to and by what standards? We got to dig deeper, like I keep saying, right? We have to dig
No,
deeper.
he explained it. He is like she's a woman who checks off every box. She's cooking for you, cleaning for you. Like she's taking care of the kids. She holding down the house.
Oh, that's the good right there.
And he said he's not in the gender roles. Still hold down the house, like she does everything for you, and then you still go out and get somebody else who don't even compare to you.
So obviously that good is not good for someone. It's not good enough for someone. Whatever it is, it's not a matter of blaming someone or blaming the it's not a matter of blaming the lady. It's not good for him. If it was good enough for him, this wouldn't be happening. That's the reality that we have in the case study that he's presenting. It's not good for him. If it was good enough for him, he wouldn't need to go out.
I think some men are greedy. Some men, want their cake and eat it too. It don't mean that she's not a good woman.
Greedy.
Like I said, she could be good, but not good enough for him.
Appetite. And
Well-
that has nothing to do with the woman.
I think-
his appetite and his yearning to fulfill that appetite doesn't have anything to do with a good woman. It has something.
So
to
let
do
me
with
try
his
one more time.
control of his
Let me
appetite.
try one more time because I
And
don't
then after
think
that,
I don't
hold
think I don't think we're saying anything different. Okay, not good enough for him doesn't mean she's not good. I just said that, right? She could be a good woman, right? I just said we don't need to blame the woman or say it's the woman's fault, right?
You did.
Clearly, logically speaking, it's not good enough for this guy. It could be completely his fault. He could be sick in the head. It's not good enough for him. That's why I asked the question in the first place.
You gotta be sick in the head, brother.
That's what we're saying, right? Because she's such a good woman. She's such a good woman. Nobody
So
should.
what's good enough? Her having
Right.
Exactly. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk
Yeah,
about it. 'Cause that don't have anything to do with it. Ma'am,
Yeah.
you sister up top, you just said something. I'm trying to remember what it was. Can you repeat what you said, if you can remember?
I said that men are greedy. Some men have a higher sexual appetite, and it goes
Okay,
past
so when you say
her being a good woman.
How are you using greedy? In what sense? Are you using greedy as
Where
in?
it's not that she's not good enough, is that what she is bringing to the table is not good enough for him as a man.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's wrong too. I thought you meant greed in the sense of biological. Then I would have been there with you. But yes, a lot of men biologically are wired to have sex with more than one woman, and there is nothing a woman can do to make a man be faithful. That is his
I agree
choice.
with that.
Monogamy is a man's choice. Therefore, if you get a man that's actually monogamous, you should be thanking the heavens and be as respectful and loving and nurturing and caring and everything you can be, including submissive shoo. So what I'm saying is, let's just put it in its real context.
Fired, okay.
I agree with
Okay,
that biologically.
this has already been acknowledged. We know what it is. So let's not make it about a mental thing, though. This is biological. Some men just don't make the choice, right, to go against what is naturally in them, and some men do because there are things that mean more to them, like not being cheated back on. That's why that's one major reason why a lot of men are faithful, because they don't want to be cheated on, right? So they're trying not to, put something out and so for it to come back. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different reasons why. Some men believe in their religion and they stand on it principally. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says, let no man put asunder. So I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to divorce you. It's different reasons, but it's always a choice. That's the point.
Some of it too could be just like when Coach is it Ariana?
Yes.
Ariana, she was saying like how a man can recognize a good woman even if he's not ready to be a husband. And some of it could be he's just not ready to be a husband. He's not ready for that woman.
I think the reason why, when a man for the most part cheats on the woman, she ain't good. She's no good. He values her the same as the woman in the street. That's why he cheated on her. Her values.
Ladies and gentlemen, this show just took a turn.
If she's a good woman, why would he cheat on her? If she was so good.
It's creepy.
Give me 1 second, Sir Hale. Yeah, Negro League. Yeah, we got one to go.
Okay.
All right. Man, if you don't stop playing, man, what are you talking about right now? Stop playing, man.
Listen to the question, though. Listen to I think the underlying question that I heard from what AR just said is, if she's so good, then what reason would he have to go get something else elsewhere?
She's not.
And if she was so good, why did he choose him?
First of all, let's correct what Shushu said, right? Because she compared a man's ability to be monogamous to being a husband. Those two are not related. You can't correlate those two. It don't have anything to do with anything. We know this because some people practice polygamy. So that don't have anything to do with being a husband. First of all. Second of all, me sleeping with this woman don't have anything to do with how I feel about this woman. My girlfriend is as dark as me. I'm cheating with a girl that's light-skinned. Okay, my girlfriend don't appreciate the fact that I'm paying all the bills in the house and she's starting to get real flip at the mouth. But the girl at work, she love everything I do, laugh at every joke I say, don't got nothing bad to say about me. Meanwhile, my lady always got something smart to say. It's a spectrum of reasons, but neither one of those things has anything to do with the woman most of the time. I would argue 75% of the time it's nothing to do with the woman, bro. It's all about choice.
Okay, let me just say this, right? There is no correlation between polygamy and cheating. There's absolutely no correlation. It's a practice that a man chooses to do one or the other. Cheating is simply you are doing something you wouldn't necessarily share with your partner, or you're actively trying not to share with your partner. There could be 2, 3, 5 partners. If you're doing it outside of the agreement you have with them, that makes it cheating. So there's no correlation there. I just wanted to say that before we go too further into the conversation. But I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I think you're responding to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that having sex with multiple women is not, you know what I'm saying, like some sort of deciding factor on whether or not you're husband material. It has no relevance at all to that.
So I wanted to, I think the men are onto something, but like maybe not articulating it like in a way that the women can receive it. So I think that there's different levels of commitment that men engage in with women. So like a man can see the value in a woman who is very nurturing and holds everything down and takes care of the household, like what the man described in the video. He can see value in having that in his life, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he feels devoted and that he cherishes that woman. Mm-hmm. I think that that's what makes the difference in whether or not a man chooses to be monogamous with a woman. Is he devoted and does he cherish her to the level that he's willing to forego other women and choose monogamy, because that is his choice. Otherwise, he might be with her and he may very well love her, but he might still not be devoted and cherish her enough to choose monogamy with her.
Now, so Harris trial, a great married couple, You guys have heard us talk about this, but you guys got skin in the game. What do you guys think about this? About what we're saying so far?
You the man.
Everybody had awesome rhetoric. I think I would most strongly agree with Coach. It's absolutely a choice, and I think that you weigh the scales. There comes a point where, like she said, you see the value in your counterpart where you say, you know what, it's not worth hurting them. It's not worth putting them through X, Y, and Z. And that's only a value that you can put on someone based on how they treat you, their actions, the way they carry themselves, so on and so forth. But my answer for the entire question tonight would be a lot nicer. Only, and that's not like me, but I think it's a lot to do with age. I think as we're younger, we think the next person is going to be better. And I've seen so many men, and I don't mean to bring it off of women and go to men, but I've seen so many of my friends have amazing women that hit on so many levels, and they throw them away. And it's like they think the next woman is going to be better, but I don't know. You get to, your 30s and those women start to be worse. And you start to look in that rearview mirror like, man, I should have grabbed that diamond before, because the ones that I have now, and I see it on both sides of the fence, but I do think it's a lot with age and time and just us thinking we're invincible, and we think we are sexually invincible too, relationship invincible, and the next person is going to be that person, but it don't always work out like that. So great points, everybody.
Dang, 30 and don't nobody want you. Dang. Miss She
It can happen.
She said,
I agree a little bit with everybody. I definitely agree that for men, it's absolutely a choice for them to be monogamous, and they're kind of forced into lying to us, because if they were honest and said, I have quite a few friends and I enjoy their company and I would like to enjoy your company as well, they're not gonna, they're gonna have less chance with that versus lying. So we need to teach our girls that this is a very important aspect of men and their makeup, and they should be respectful of it. And you might come up on top because it's competition out there, whether you like it or not. And it would be a better world if you guys were able to be a little more honest with us. And, we come into the situation knowing what's going on. And then we won at the end because you bowed down on your knee in public and said, will you be my wife?
So Red, I want you to chime in as well, and then AR, I got some I need you to answer. I need AR to answer. So, but Red Lipstick, what's your perspective on this so far? Did you agree with what the gentleman said in the clip, or do you have a different perspective?
Okay, so I say when I see clips like that, I tend to think like, why do sometimes we think that what we deem as a good woman or a good man is not what someone else deem what is a good woman and good man. So, I can say, oh, I did this and did that, but another man can look at it and say, well, that's not what I'm really interested in. That's not what I deem as a good woman or good man. So we can't really judge that from what he was saying, because to that guy or those men, the woman that they're with probably wasn't a good woman to them, but to us looking out from the outside may look like a good woman or a good man. So sometimes it's kind of hard to judge when we get into these conversations about that subject, because what's good to me may not be good to you. I mean, AR mouth is not good to me, so I couldn't marry AR. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he be driving me, Sir Hale.
Shots fired.
But I love you, AR. I do. But I mean, so we can't. Sometimes we can't judge and judge that sometimes, because a lot of times we are making assumptions on what a person feels or deem as a good woman or man. Right. So he'll come back.
Ready to go. But the woman that's getting cheated on, they're not good women. That's why they got cheated on.
You
know what?
They're not good women.
He's sticking beside it.
What makes a woman good if she got cheated on? What's good about her?
I mean, it depends on the person.
In the eyes of the man, she's not worth. I'm trying not to curse. She's not worth much. That's why he cheated on her.
That's not.
That's what I
necessarily
just
true.
said.
Yeah,
It
she's
doesn't-
trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I would
we
cheat on
we
too,
really
I'm
don't
like,
know.
We don't know what we don't know, right?
Right, we don't know.
Honestly,
We're making
honestly.
assumptions.
Nah,
That's
My
all.
question is if she's that, if
it's
she's
not an
that
assumption if
trash-
she cheated on though.
But my question is, if she's that trash, why be with her? Why not just let her go? Like, why not?
So
just let her
that's
go?
the flip side.
If
That's
she's
the
that-
flip side, right? If you don't want a person that bad, why not just let them go? So
Right.
these conversations, let's keep having them.
But
Because they're providing something.
Both women
They're
got
getting
cheated
some kind
on.
of
though.
value.
They're providing something,
Right.
but it may not be the total package that that person is looking for.
Yeah.
Which one?
to
Which
be,
one
you know,
will go?
monogamous.
They both got cheated on. Which one? Which one go?
Say
They
it
both
again.
got cheated on.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Both women got cheated on. So which one you let go? The wife or the side chick?
Oh, the side chick got cheated on too.
I cannot.
Okay.
Hey, y'all, this let me do this real quick. Let me. It's such a ratchet philosophical question, but it's so good.
Right, exactly.
Let me read these super chats, and then I got a question, and I want to start off with AR because he hit on something, and I want to get y'all perspectives. Shout out to Bravo with Sheila. She gives a $4.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. For the super sticker, y'all. She is deep in my heart. Thank you so much. Shout out to Kiara. She says, "Man, this is one amazing panel. Mixed with lots of wonderful people. Thank you so much." And I think I saw another one come in somewhere as well. Guys, if I don't see it, just feel free to add more so we can get to them. Shout out to Lucky Marie with the $9.99 super chat. She says, "Love you, Sir Hale panel." Listen, guys, I think it's time for us to pick it up. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hit it. Hey,
Pick it up, super chat. Pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those off. Yo, squad shitty, my bros raw.
sorry, y'all. One more time. Let's get it. Super chat.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those off. Yo, squad shitty, my bros raw.
Sorry, guys, let me get professional. So, guys, coming back to this conversation, let me ask you guys a question. I had a conversation with a doctor who's going to be on my show soon. And she said something that she said men can't say, but another woman can to another woman. And here's the question. Is there ever a situation where a woman is in a relationship with a man and she can push him to cheat? What's your thought on that?
Yes.
Nah. I mean, he can use that as an excuse, but no. And the reason why I say no is because, like, I know guys who, they were with someone who, they're advised, like, why are you with her? Like, you can get somebody better, or like, yo, you need to go ahead and find somebody else, cheat on her, and they just wouldn't. So, at the end of the day, cheating is simply, it's a choice. It just boils down to it.
Well, sir, you heard when you asked the question, all the way said, just like that nagging sound. That's what makes a man want to cheat. Not me. I don't do that. But in general, that's what pushes a man.
Dang, yeah.
Okay, can I?
I say yes, but
you know, wives have duties. Right. You're marrying someone to, a man marries a wife to come into his life, to fit into his life. And if you're in his life and you're not doing the things as a wife, then what is the point? I'm not saying cheat. I'm saying have that conversation. Like, look, we're not compatible. You're not doing anything in my life. You're of no value to me.
Can I flip this really quickly to the brother up top? I don't remember this. Yeah, AR. I had a side conversation really quickly with my old lady. Did you flip this scenario to the woman cheating on the man? Because I didn't hear it. And if so, does that mean that a man getting cheated on is no good as well?
Yeah, the man is definitely trying. If you're married and your wife cheats on you, you ain't. I mean, you're real trash. That's crazy to me. That don't sound right. Married and your wife is, and now you gotta throw her away. That's trash.
Like, even though I disagree with you on a level only a street fighter will understand. I am glad that you are consistent. Yeah. I respect the fact that you are consistent, that you plan in both ways.
I will not allow you to give him that compliment. That was straight from Mount Copernicus. What is right?
No, it's just what is this?
So let me ask you a question. So is there ever a situation? Well, let me keep it here. I'm moving ahead of myself because this is getting good. So let's finish this question. Can a lady influence or push her man out? Now listen, we already know that it's his choice. He's got to be accountable, right? He's got to be responsible. But can a wife do something to push a man away and influence him to cheat?
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
Just like the sister at the top said, a wife has duties, and as my mother taught me, a wife is supposed to have a ministry. Your wife is not being a wife is not a duty; it's a ministry.
Yes.
And when you're not doing what you are called to do, because when you're a wife, you are called to do something. It's not a job, it's not duties, it's a ministry. And when you neglect your ministry and those you're supposed to be ministering to, you hurt their spirit, their soul, their body, everything about them, you chip away at. And so what they're going to do is they're going to find those things to replace what they're missing. So it is your duty to fulfill every need of your husband. So once you start to neglect that, the hoe down the street, she's gonna be waiting because she's looking, she's watching. She wants what you got. The lady at the office, when you stop bringing lunch to your man, she gonna start bringing lunch to your man. When you stop listening to your man and talking with him and encouraging him, guess what the hoe down the street gonna do? She's gonna do it. And when you become nagging and disrespectful and not submissive anymore, uncooperative anymore, a cantankerous woman, as my brother would say, guess what happens? Child, please. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Come on, guys. A special announcement, guys. Much love to Ram Limpson because he just dropped some heat tonight. Good grief. What do you guys think about what she said?
I totally agree. I heard that that Baltimore accent. I don't know if you live in Baltimore, but
it's a little bit of Baltimore, a little bit of New Orleans in there.
Come through, sis.
New Orleans.
Come through.
Yeah, I mean, this is why. Thank you for that. This is why men don't want to be with women who are combative.
Exactly.
Because they can't lead. She's too hard to lead. So can a woman push a man away? Yeah, she can push him away by being so combative and by showing him through her combative nature that she doesn't want to be led. So then he goes, okay, you don't want to be led. What's my purpose here? Like, what are we doing? Now, I don't think she can push him to cheat because that's whatever. That's going to be based on what he values. Is that in his value system? Can he be okay with himself in himself by making that decision? And if yes, then he'll go do it if and when he wants to. And if not, then he won't do it. That doesn't mean he'll necessarily end the relationship, because if he chooses to do that, there's so many factors he has to consider. As we know with the courts, they don't favor men. Nothing favors men in the system. So, but she can show him, I don't want you to leave me. And that might encourage him to start seeking elsewhere. Or like she just said, when he stops leading her, he has free attention now. Exactly. And other women are going to notice that he has free attention available.
The whole down the street.
Because we be noticing. And then when other women notice that he has free attention available, they're going to show up like, hey. Right? Like,
So you just said that men don't want combative women, and that a combative woman, that the behavior is suggesting that she doesn't want to be led.
if she's consistently combative over time, that doesn't mean like any argument means don't lead me.
Deep pondering.
But I think if she's a woman who's consistently combative over a long period of time or throughout a relationship, I mean, she's saying something through her actions, just like men say everything through their actions too, right? She's saying.
So would you find it? Would you find it ironic if a woman who was combative, right? And you're saying that a combative behavior suggests that I don't want to be led. Would you find it ironic if that same said woman or group of women were saying, "Where are all the leaders?"
Would I find it ironic? No, because none of that makes sense.
Right.
Like none of what they say or do
All the
makes sense.
leaders got their passport.
When they got that
This
combative
guy.
nature.
This guy, I see what you on now.
Me too. As soon as he said
I don't wish an American woman on my worst nightmare. I mean, on my worst enemy.
Say the same thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this show just took another turn.
Now, why do I? Let me clear it up real quick, if you don't mind, sir. 10 seconds.
Please,
now,
absolutely.
Go for it.
Okay, the reason why I say that is because like a lot of men that are 35 to 45 years old, we know men pushing towards 40s when they black men have finally financially got themselves together. So those type of men, why would you waste another whatever amount of years finding that woman that you just seen the other clip, the first clip you played? A lot of these women don't want to be, they don't want that marriage life. They don't want that woman gender role. They hate gender roles is sexist or whatever. They hate that. So why would you waste your time doing that when you could just travel and just be like, hey, how you doing? Now I got my wife in America, thank God, but I didn't have to travel to find her. But I highly recommend men to travel, do whatever you gotta do to find the woman that you need. That's gonna be non-combative.
That's very different. I'm glad you said that. That you got your wife in America, though. I'm glad you said at least that part.
I'm glad too, because podcast was
she's not American though.
She what?
She wasn't born in America. See?
Oh, okay.
So just so you know, podcast is going to grill you on this. Just be born. Just be prepared.
Yeah, probably. But I don't want to move past the point that the sister coach said, because what you said, she's saying, I understand that men in general don't want combative women, right? It says that you don't want to be led, right? So then when the black women often scream, you all aren't leaders, or where are all the leaders? They don't want you. You can't even accept the leader because you're combative. So you're not even in a position to judge what a good leader is. It's leaders all around you standing in front of you, but you're too busy looking at his pocketbook, his height, his shoe size, the kind of shoes he got on. You're worrying about the wrong things instead of being the non-combative wife you're supposed to be, so that you're able to be found. But let me be quiet. I don't know.
So she said
podcast. Let's not pretend like all men like are leaders.
All men. Do you see the argument, coach?
Like they know what they doing.
No, I'm sorry. 99% of black men in America are leaders. Got it.
Let's not pretend like all of them know what they doing, where they going. They got it together. Then let's not pretend like, So let's just put that out.
She adjusted.
For 1 second, hold on. For 1 second, she's right. Let's not pretend. Coach, let me ask you this: Do you often make the argument not all?
Not all. I don't. Yeah. I mean, I don't like to generalize or make sweeping statements, but I think it's.
In other words,
you got to be careful how you talk, just because words matter. I mean, words are important. Words matter. I would say it's also. I mean, if we're gonna say that, I mean, it's not all black women either. I mean, I know plenty of women in my own culture that are combative too.
And there you go. Thank you, Coach.
Understand their role.
That's why not all is such a communication destroying argument. Yeah. That's why you don't do that, because it takes you down the road of whataboutisms.
It does, and then it makes nothing. Everything matters, and then nothing matters, and so that's why we have to like really careful with how we use words.
How did I know you would understand that?
Hey guys,
figure it out. What is it? I'm trying to put my finger on it.
She should go get you. Harris, I want you guys to jump in this next question I'm getting ready to ask. Let me read this.
Hold on a second.
Shout out to do that. Shout out to Von Brown. He says, "Great show. Sorry about the change. And to scrape this. Listen, thank you so much, Von Brown. Really appreciate your love and support and for always rocking with the channel. Thank you so much, y'all. A big shout out to Brandon L. Jett. Y'all, if y'all don't know, he is a humongous supporter of what we do over here. Always showing some love. What he just typed is my motto for the channel. Good evening to our host, Sir Hale Speaks Network. Blessings to Lady Hale. Shout out to the panel, mods, channel members, and chat. To all the critics and detractors, we see you watching from the cloud. My brother, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm gonna play this pick it up song twice in a row, and we're gonna come back out. And this show is about to take another turn. Let's pick it up.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those off. Yo, squad shitty, my bros raw. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those off. Yo, squad shitty, my bros raw.
Okay, guys, I got a question for everybody. Is it time for us to stop suggesting that it's only black women? I'm not sure. I hear somebody in the background.
Actually, not really. I went to it for a couple of weeks when I had got out of jail a few years. Oh, my bad.
So, again, I got you covered, my brother. So the question for everybody is it time for us to stop saying that it's just black women who are combative?
Nope.
Or is this an American thing?
Nah, it is just black.
I mean, it depends. Let me say this. It depends on what your. It depends on what your.
Exactly.
It depends on what your goals are. Okay. If you're trying to blow up a conversation, you're trying to build a YouTube channel, by all means, call them all black women and whatever you gotta do to feed your family. That's how you want to feed your family. Knock yourself out. But if you're actually trying to heal and you're trying to solve a problem at an individual level, you have to particularize it. The problem is not everyone else. That's what Lil Podcast was saying earlier. Yeah. And when we start to really talk about this, it starts to look like somebody is shaming or blaming you, or they're saying it's your fault. But it's actually, that's what it looks like when you're holding yourself accountable. And then that's what it looks like when you're doing the work. You start to peel the layers, and you know, you got to own it all the way, right? And owning it is not, it's easier said than done. It's hard. You know?
It is like she just said, American woman issue. Right. It is not just a black woman issue. I don't know what internet you don't watch, but you know me, I'm in the dark web all the time. I see white women, other women of other cultures, other religions acting the same way. It is a Western world issue now. It is no longer just the black women. I see white women acting a fool.
But black women leading it.
No,
gotta lead of it.
That. No, it's no longer who's leading it. It's a woman issue now. It's gotten that bad. It's spread like a cancer to the point now it's a woman issue.
Well, that's why I said no American. I won't recommend American Woman on my worst enemy. I don't hate no one that much to recommend American Woman to my worst enemy. Like you just said, it's awesome, right? It's not just it's any color.
You damn hoes down the street.
You know, yesterday,
it's harsh tonight.
Yesterday, I was on another show that I feature on quite often. It's more Nigerian, you know, my people type of audience, right? And a whole bishop came on board onto the platform. He clicked the StreamYard and came up and said, hey, everyone avoid going back home to marry Nigerian women. They are scam artists. They will hurt you. They will destroy you. You need to, if you are really out here on this internet, and if your algorithm is acting like some kind of unicorn, maybe you will see this. But if your algorithm is acting the way it's supposed to act, meaning once you enter a rabbit hole, it keeps showing you the same thing over and over, right? Mm-hmm. Then it's natural for you to see the same thing over and over and think that's the rest of the world. Exactly. Everyone else in their society are complaining about the same issues. The whole world is getting westernized. It may be faster in some zones than the others, but as long as there's internet, things are changing. The human experience is evolving. That's just the bottom line. Maybe it's faster here, right? But I'm telling you, it's 10,000 times faster over there, right? So fixing the problem is not going to be as simple as generalizing anything. That's the easy route. That's the weak route, if you want me to tell you.
Well, these women don't want to be fixed. You can't help who don't want to. They're coming online and showing. These women are showing their faces and saying, hey, we don't want to be submissive. Submission means slavery. They think being submissive is slavery. No therapy can help that. Even Jesus is not even able to help that.
Now that I can agree with you on.
So we're screwed. So we're screwed, right?
No, they're screwed. I'm good.
Oh, they're screwed?
They're screwed.
So there's no need for the conversation.
I gave you a solution. Passport.
A passport?
Passport.
I think that we call them modern women over here because, like you guys said earlier, it's a mindset, and like sis said, it's not just Black women. So we allude to them as modern women and try to stay away from the whole umbrella of just saying women, because like Coach said, words absolutely matter, and you have to direct it at the demographic. The target that you are selecting is absolutely have to be the ones to understand why your message is what your message is and why your message is directed toward them. So I absolutely agree with you guys that it's a certain energy directed towards women, but I don't think it's all women. I think it's modern women, and I think that an intelligent thinker can absolutely differentiate.
Yeah, I believe social media just messed it up for marriages, honestly. You could throw a filter on and somebody could like you, and then you just feel good for the rest of the day. The cheap love. Somebody could just they don't even got to touch you physically. They could just like your picture, and you feel like you are on top of the world. You feel like you're on top of the world.
Until they say how you really look in Walmart, and then your world comes crashing down again because the filters be
exactly.
lying on folks.
They're going to see you and be like, but where the filter you are? Where's you and your filter?
I told men that there was a limited amount of time. If you're looking for a submissive woman, run to the border. They're letting them in like hotcakes. Pick one. Get you a submissive woman. Run to the border. If you don't have your passport, I get it. It's a recession, but go down to the border. Get you a submissive wife. That's my suggestion.
I'll be right back, y'all.
Not AR.
That was so easy.
AR, you found your wife.
And that was it. Problem solved.
So, why can't you be more encouraging and say, hey, just look around?
It is possible.
Over. I don't believe there's no hope.
It's a wrap.
It's not over.
This conversation is over.
It's over.
Buy a dog.
That was the best of the
right.
Hey, yo, let me read this super chat real quick. AR, you crazy, bro. Hey, hold on. Shout out to Dre Blanco. He says, just here to support you and your awesome panel. Man, I'm trying not to laugh. This guy. Let me play this super chat song. Granny wants to say thank you. Super chat. Super chat. Oh man! All right, guys. Let me bring it back in. So one last question. Then we're going to ask the meat of the question. Do women get? So there's been a rise of passport brothers, people who are really saying, like, I think AR is a politician for this movement, advocating that men get their passports to get submissive women who are coming in at the border. So my question to you is, for the women here and women at large, do women care that from a man's perspective, the prospects of a healthy relationship where there are roles and there are some of those traditional values, do women care en masse that men are saying, we can't get it here, we're going to go elsewhere? Do women here in America really care?
I don't think
I would say
modern,
no, not the modern
don't
women.
care.
not
Sorry.
modern women.
Modern women
No.
don't care.
The modern
I
women
think
don't care.
Yeah,
In my
I think
opinion,
traditional
all
women
women are
care.
modern. They don't care.
Who are we?
I think it's very sad
Okay, man, the
that
prestige.
men are doing this. I think it's very sad that you have to get a passport to find a wife.
Yeah.
I think that is very sad. I think it says a lot about our women. It says a lot about today's society. And I never heard this back in the day. Men need to go get passports to get wives. They were getting married. They were finding their wives. They were taking her off the market. And now the narrative is, I need to go out of the country to take someone off the market. That is this banana. The modern look, it's this social media era, and it's not going to get any better because you have the metaverse. I mean, people probably gonna get married in the metaverse and still be walking around saying, like, it's just gonna just get crazier.
Yeah.
You know? But I would have never thought I
That
would
part.
live in a day and age.
It's already
where-
happening. Speed dating in the metaverse and all.
Right. I would never thought I would live in a day and age where men are like, I'm packing up and shipping out and I'm coming back with a wife. I never thought I would ever hear that, honestly.
Right.
I think that there are some unicorns out there, but they're just hard to find.
Not in
Real is
America.
rare. Real is
Yeah,
rare.
in America, AR.
You know,
Because I'm one of those unicorns, okay? So I mean, they are out there, and I used to say all the time, like, we out there, but we just in the house. We just don't go out. you have to find us, sometimes. But
yeah,
Do you think?
I do think that with the younger women, the pickings are slim. I'm a woman.
Do you think
and
men
I
are
see
having
it.
a hard time identifying the unicorns?
Yes.
I'm
That's
gonna
one of the
say
problems.
yes and I'll tell you why. Right? Men tend to be attracted to physical appearance, which is fine. That's the nature of a man. But men have to understand that nowadays you cannot start and end there. Like, you have to utilize your discernment to determine whether or not a woman is actually a wife, or in the very least a good woman. If you're not looking for a wife, that's up to you and your discernment. You have to Discernment is like a muscle, right? Like, you have to actually practice that. You have to have values. You have to be able to lead yourself to be able to come face to face with a woman and make determinations about her value system and whether or not she's traditional and what her desired future actually looks like, to see if her desired future matches your desired future. And if it does, great. And if it doesn't, goodbye. Have a nice life. Nice meeting you. But that's on you guys, quite honestly. You guys, you control relationship, which means you literally either open the door for us to come in, or you close the door and push us out.
Right.
And if you meet a woman that doesn't meet your standards, it's up to you to push her out.
Right.
Why? Because a lot of these modern women, or women who are still carrying around childhood trauma, right? Women who don't have or don't know what a value system is, they will stay in your life even when you try to push them away, and they will show up trying to change you to be like them. Because they think that if they're successful in changing you, that then they earned your love and that they deserve it. They get an ego boost out of changing a man. What they don't know is that that's not possible.
And
Right?
I have to say,
That's their trauma acting up, but men have to be able to figure that out.
I have to add to what you just said, that a lot of, especially the guys that are coming up now, no one really taught them the vetting process properly. Right. Now, we always talk about the women are not being taught to be wives, but these guys are not being really taught how to identify a wife.
Right.
Correct.
So that's another problem that's happening as well. Because Sir Hell no, I just did a podcast on chameleons.
And everybody go
They
check
out
it out.
there, so
Because
you
it's
got
awesome.
to know how to identify that.
You know something, Rand, as you said this, it made me think about this, that I won't speak for everybody, but growing up, I often heard about how a man needs to love a woman. I wish that there's a post. There was this mother who has a son, and these were her words. She said, I've been blessed to have a son to teach him how to love a woman. And initially, that sounds like a good thing. That is concerning to me, because to me, when I hear that, she's going to train her son to love the way she wished she was loved, even if that might not be good for him. And I rarely hear anybody tell men what to look for. We hear men, you got to work, provide, lead. I told you, you got to issue out the PPP loan, the penis, the protection, right? You got the protection and the provision, right? You got to issue those out. But what does he get in return? And if you're religious, you'll probably get something like this. She's a praying woman. Mm-hmm. Well, she a praying woman, and she gonna run you a bath, but no real stuff. Like don't accept a woman disrespecting you with her words. If she does that, set boundaries, or you're worth more than sometimey women, right? A lot of men don't hear this stuff, which is why, like your platform, Red Lipstick and Miss C said, when you guys come on, it's so refreshing because you guys, and same thing with Michelle, you guys are on here and your intention is to give men what they didn't have before. So here's my question. For the ladies, for Shushu, for Michelle, for Red, for Miss She Said, for Coach, what should men be looking for in a woman who they want to be a wives?
Ooh, child.
Well, can I start by saying, if you ain't looking to marry her, don't be looking for her at all. Let me preface it by saying that, because other than that, otherwise you're just wasting her time. But either way, you're looking for someone who does respect you, who isn't gonna just curse you out and just tell you to F off and get an attitude with you just for nothing. Or I think that's a big thing. Also, I understand this whole submissive thing or whatever, but the bottom line is that's not something you have to require if she feels like she's getting what she needs from you anyway. But I think the biggest thing is is respect.
Well, hold on, Shushu. We got to address that.
But what? Come on.
Okay.
Shushu, you just said it's not, I was with you, but you said it's not something you have to require if she feels like you're doing what you got to do to.
We had this discussion on other panels too. Submission is something that you would naturally get from a woman. If she feels like she's protected, provide for all of that. You don't have to require that. It just naturally comes.
From the mountains, in a distant land, comes Capitry, straight from Mount Copernicus. Now, Shushu.
There's some cap in there, Shoe. There's a little cap in there.
Yes, baby. It's a whole lot of cap.
Because it's either in her or it's not. That's my thing. You don't have to.
And that's a fact.
I think you're talking about the willingness.
It's either in her or it's not. You
the
know
willingness,
what I mean? Yeah. So it's there. And if she's showing you that, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's a sign that and then I think that's a big thing too. If she ain't talking to you crazy, because a lot of times you hear these chicks out here talking, they do be talking to dudes crazy, and I just be thinking to myself dang, yo, really? Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's the biggest thing, respect, if anything. But yeah, that's me.
She almost got in trouble.
I know. It's wait, that's cap. No, it's not, because that's true. It's either in her or it's not. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter, what you do for it. You can be all of that protective about it. Well, if that's not who she is, it's not in her, you're not gonna get it.
Somebody's microphone is popping.
Huh?
Somebody's microphone is popping. Do you guys hear that, or is it just me?
No,
I can hear that.
We can hear it.
Okay. Yeah, something's popping, guys. Now hold on. So Shishi, and before we move on the same lines, when you say either it's in her or it's not, what do you mean by that?
Like for instance, like acts of service. I call it acts of service. Like, you know, I guess like serving his plate or like fixing his plate or something like that, or like doing little things like, you know, romantic things like giving a massage or foot rub or something like that. If she looks at that as though it's like that's slavery or something like that, or like I ain't doing that for him. If that's something that you want or you desire, like, and her perspective of it is like, oh, that's slavery, or you know, you're just not gonna get it out of her because she doesn't see it as an act of love. She doesn't see it as, oh, this is something I want to do to.
Oh no, who said that?
So if it's not in her, and if she looks at submissive or submission like it's slavery, you're not gonna get it from her.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I missed out on some things. I just wanted to jump in really quick.
If
woman is God. And that's it.
I cannot.
Let me just say this.
I cannot.
Let me just say this. If a woman, I don't care what part of the world she's in, if she's looking at submissiveness, if that's a trigger word for her, it's deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
There's experiences and that things have happened, and these are things that you are probably incapable of handling because she's not gonna admit, because people don't admit when they're loud. The loud minority on the internet, they don't admit to the problems that they've gone through in the past. What they do is they generalize. And then when you hear something like that, it's not just the fact that she doesn't believe in submissiveness. There's no woman that fall out of the skies believing that submissiveness is an evil thing. It's usually sourced from some kind of experience. I'm yet to be wrong on this. If I listen long enough, they usually will say it in one shape, form, or the other. The same thing for men. When men are generalizing, it's because it's coming from somewhere, some kind of experience. And if we don't know what that experience is, we can never solve the problem. You could never satisfy this kind of people. It's just, we're just going to go in circles and circles and circles. So I don't even want you to entertain anyone that has a problem with ancient words that's designed to help sustain a family structure. It was never about slavery, and no one should ever be capping about, oh yeah, it sounds like slavery. No, that's cap. You don't live in a cave. You know exactly what submissiveness means. So the problem in a lot of this conversation, I see that we're entertaining more of the conversation with the wrong people. So we're spending more time with the wrong people that's more time away from the right types of people on both sides.
Well, I need the wrong people in my life because it gives me a lot of back and forth. I love arguing.
My brother, what's your sign?
I am a Capricorn.
Okay. I don't know much about it.
AR is my dude.
I think this question is a really good one, Sir Hale. You know, you asked a really good question, which is what defines a high value woman, right? And like what are the standards that men should be looking for? You know, we talk a lot about submission and going back and forth about it related to whether or not like what people think it is compared to like the modern woman's definition. What we have to understand about submission is that submission is a gift. This is the feminine woman's response, the gift that she gives to a man when she's willing to drop into his masculine frame and be led. And that's because he's showing in his masculine power and leadership. When we have that, we have no choice. I think that's what Shushu's saying. Like it just comes natural to the traditional feminine woman who is willing and wants to be led, the woman of integrity, the woman who values marriage and family and keeping that structure together, the woman who can show up vulnerably and understand that being vulnerable with your man is not a weakness, and that inspires you, men. Through our vulnerable expression, we inspire men to protect and provide for us, to lead us. That's how we do it. through vulnerability, right? When we show up independent, rough and tough, strong, and I don't need you, that doesn't inspire a man to lead, to devote, to commit, to cherish, to give us any of the things we want.
Well,
So that's
Coach.
why those women can't submit.
Yeah, Coach.
I was wondering where the
Coach,
Yes, sir.
I have to address this because I don't allow profanity on my channel, and what you said is something that we need to hold you accountable for.
Okay.
You said women inspire. We don't cuss on this channel. What do you mean when you say inspire leadership? Because some of the pushback will be, well, if he was doing what he had to do, then I would do this. But it seems like sometimes a woman can inspire a man to do more. So tell us a little bit about,
and they can inspire them to do less.
Facts. Yeah. So through our vulnerable expression, we can actually we inspire a man into feeling, into emotion, right? That's where we connect, right there, in that beautiful emotion. And so when we can connect with a man through emotion, through inspiration, men feel that, and they feel like taking meaningful action on our behalf. Right? That might mean him choosing monogamy. That might mean him going out and busting his tail all day to work, to provide for our household and our family so she can stay home with the children and do what she needs to do at home and take care of his kids. But we inspire him to give to us because men are the ones who give. Women are receivers, but they don't give for no reason, nor should they, right? But women don't give the gift of submission either for no reason, right? Like feminine traditional woman, we want to submit and we want to follow you, but we're not going to follow you off a cliff, right?
Okay.
Like I'm not going to kill myself and our children potentially following you, right? But a good man is never going to lead me there. He's never going to lead me there, and trust that he never will. He'll never put me in that position. He will never put me in that position. He would rather die, right? And so that's, there's this beautiful balance to it.
So you just said that the women are the receivers and the men are the givers.
Yes.
I don't agree with that when it comes to money, but I do want to use that for 1 second. If the women are the receivers and the men are the givers, then doesn't that mean when we have sex, we're giving you some?
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear the answer. Ladies, what you got to say about this?
Yes, I agree with that.
Fellas, it's time for you to stand up for your rights. I don't even know what that means. It makes sense though. But I want to give you something on those thoughts. Yeah. Isn't that precisely what separates wives from girlfriends? Girlfriends receive, wives give.
I was gonna say, is this before?
That's different.
Let's think about it. Think about what wives do. They invest in a man, they inspire, they do, they sow, they invest. Girlfriends are about, give me that bag, what can you buy me, where can you take me? Isn't the ability for a woman to give her man, to defy what most women do, and to invest in him, isn't that what separates potential wives from girls who are destined for girlfriendhood?
Well, can I say something to that? Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I don't think so. I think wives still receive. I think women in their feminine energy, we're always the ones who receive. Giving and directing is always a masculine quality. But what a wife does is she multiplies you.
That's what I was about to say. Exactly.
So we multiply what you give to us, and we give it to our children. So we pass it down to the children. Or if there are no children, or even with the children, we actually multiply that and we give it to the entity of the relationship.
It's 2022. That takes too long.
Yeah. So first of all,
I agree with you.
Really quickly, Red Lipstick. Really quickly, I disagree with that. But because you agree with that, Red Lipstick?
I guess I do. As a wife, what a girlfriend does, what you give to her, she either destroys it or just consume it and don't multiply it.
Okay, so
what a wife does when you give to her, she multiplies everything that you give to her. She holds it sacred. A girlfriend and a side piece, they're like succubus. All they want to do is suck from you. What you gonna do for me? What you gonna do for me? What you gonna do for me?
Clarify yourself, bro.
I'm actually pretty
I mean, that's
fond
what
of
they
doing
do.
something.
You know what they? I mean, come on now. All they say, you
It's
pay my
consumption
bills,
energy.
buy me this, do this for me. What you gonna do for me? But as a wife, what you do for her, she takes it and she takes what you give and she multiplies it in the home that you created. She cultivates the home that you have given her.
Okay, so one second, really quickly, Sir Hale, I'm gonna need you to pull that last
that worked on AR
comment back up from Gerard.
Which one?
The comment from Gerard about the $40.
Oh, this one.
This is really epic. This is really epic. So we got to stay right here for a second, right? Because Coach said that women are the receivers and men are the givers, right? So when we have sex, I'm giving you some, you owe me $40.
I cannot.
I want my $40. Where's my $40 holla at? Shout out to Gerard for bringing up the $40. And we're in inflation right now, so it's really $63. I need my $63, okay? Just like $60.
See, you're giving $40 to the hoes. We talk about wives. That's something different.
Yeah, I'm talking about the fellas. We want our money.
The thing about it is that Proverbs 6:26, God says it doesn't matter about a prostitute or a wife. The value of a woman is a loaf of bread.
That's
in the Bible. Listen. I'm just following my Lord and Savior. Hold on, I'm just following my Lord and Savior. Proverbs 6:26.
I can't.
What? I'm not saying. Listen, I didn't write the Bible.
That part.
I didn't write the Bible. I didn't write it.
Let's stay right there, right? Because
You got our
You know how
host.
much a loaf of bread cost back then?
Because
there's our host.
Totally different, okay?
Basically nothing.
Sir Hale Speaks is not responsible for what the guests say on his network.
That's a fact. So Coach said, and then Red agreed with, right? Because they're wifist, right? They both said that a wife multiplies.
He said a wifist.
Yeah, a wife is. You're not feminist because you just straight hated on girlfriends. So I know you're in feminist, but you are wifist in this moment, right?
Exactly.
So I want you to explain to me what exactly are you multiplying, and I need you to understand this.
Oh, 2 shekels of silver.
Right. 2 shekels of silver.
Yeah. That's an easy question. That is so
What exactly do
easy.
you
Go ahead, Coach.
Right? Like you bring home food, we turn it into a meal. You buy a house, we turn it into a home. You give us sperm, we create a child and a life out of it and carry it for 9 months. Like
Time out. Girlfriends do
everything.
all of that. Literally.
No.
No, they
Yes, they do.
They have no
might do it better
obligation.
But they're
Then you have a very good girlfriend because and kudos to you, right, for having
might
a
as
very
well marry
good
her,
girlfriend.
right?
Then because right,
That's what I was about to say. Not to
Yeah,
marry
you
her.
you should marry her. If your wife doesn't do those things, then you should probably consider marrying your girlfriend because girlfriends have absolutely no obligation to do any of those things at any point in time.
Wait, really
And
quick.
wait. Hold on. I got
Scenario.
one more for you. I got one more for you that we multiply.
Mm-hmm.
When you give us that good sexual energy, we multiply your experience.
He likes that.
Second.
Yeah.
He's like, let me think. Let me think.
The woman that got children.
I just want to put it out there. We do.
Variation.
Because we give you that, but that's neither here
nor there. Let me jump in podcast real quick.
All the women, any woman can do the things that you just named, right? They don't have to
talk
be a
to the
girlfriend.
married couple.
But wait a minute. I will. So how long should it take when I meet the girl today? How long should it take before we're married?
Right, because it's 2022.
Best case scenario.
It's too slow.
A year.
So in 1 year, she hasn't given me any wifely experiences. I'm just supposed to trust that she's able to do it.
No.
Which
No,
means
remember,
girlfriends can do the exact same thing that a wife
She's
can
already.
do. That's
she's
how
already
I
a
know
wife
she's
when you met
wifely
her.
material.
She's already a wife.
That's how I
when you
know
met
she's
her.
wifey material, because during the girlfriend phase, she's doing those things. If she's not doing those things, why would I ever marry her? So this, and my point is this, because this is what we do a lot, which I don't like. People who are married, they try to put paperwork marriage into this supremacy category. Like, we are the end all be all, and if you ain't on this, then you whack and you can't do nothing, right? And then especially the women, they like to take these things that they do that any woman can do, side pieces.
Easier for that woman to leave you and subtract from you.
Exactly.
It's easier for that girlfriend to just leave you and stop that multiplication process.
Exactly.
Hey, let's get Harris Tribe in here.
She's going to devastate me way more than the other girls would.
Well, that's
yeah. Let's get Harris Tribe.
You chose wrong then.
I'm pretty sure the wife got some stuff.
It's always a man's fault. It's always a goddamn man's fault.
Guys, let's hear Harris Tribe.
Don't be laughing.
All right. I'm gonna jump in real quick. I'm gonna pass it to the wife, but I'm gonna just say a couple of things. The one thing that is most important to me about what my wife multiplies is my lifespan. If we look into how long a married man lives versus a single man, and I'm just gonna stop right there. I'm not even gonna go no further. When it comes to the receiving part, I absolutely identify with the ladies, because I look at plugs, just regular plugs. Exactly. They are identified as well as male and female. Yep. And the female plug is absolutely the receiver. You stick the male plug into it. So again, you can play all the semantics that you want to play. You can
it's
jump
consistent
in and out
everywhere.
It's consistent that you want to, but like the coach said, words matter, and these things mean something, whether or not you hold them near and dear. And I'm gonna end with this. There's a lot of things that I can prove being married that you cannot as a single man, like getting along with someone. I can prove that I can coexist with someone for X amount of time. You cannot. And on your kindergarten report card, it says get along well with others. I can absolutely check yes, and I can prove it. You cannot, because you have short term, maybe midterm, or maybe possibly even a long-term relationship. But like the lady in the upper right-hand corner said, nothing that you're obligated to, no commitment. If you want to step off and walk away today, you can. We cannot. We have to be separated for a year, and then we can file our divorce on certain grounds. And if it is accepted, then we can be divorced. But again, when a single person talks to me about how married people want to put themselves on a pedestal, it's not that at all, sir. But what we do want you to know is that it is better to be with someone than not. If I fall in the shower and I can't make it to the phone, I have a wife right here. If you don't have a medical alert bracelet, you will be in that shower. And that is the difference between, again, just cohabitating, being with someone that has your best interests at heart and not. I'm going to end it with this. Having a wife is like having a lawyer. You need somebody that has your best interests at heart, because if you do not, you will get fried. And if you can't equate to that,
unless you buy a dog.
You need someone to advocate for you. That's right. You're absolutely right, brother. Exactly.
Men, no more engagement ring. Men, no more engagement ring. Show with a loaf of bread.
Bro, this is hilarious to me. Like all of those things he said, if you fall down and you don't got a life alert, bro, you can literally just be living with somebody. They will still call 911. They are not gonna say, you know what, we ain't married, so I ain't gonna call 911. Like they still get down. They might not be there.
That's semantics, bro.
Here's what's
it sounds good, but that person might not stick around till you're 65 and you're 70 years old.
And you have people that have been in relationships way longer than the average marriage lasts. 50% of all marriages end in divorce, 80% filed by women, and yet we still try to make it seem like the paperwork is the thing. That is the thing that makes it definitive and proves your love.
And when
I'm saying,
that's not true.
Okay?
It does. There's a major difference when a man when a man takes a step. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
Yes, after you go, we're going to get Mrs. C said. I think she was trying to say something as well.
Okay, you can go. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'll just say when that man died, she the special friend in the obituary. She ain't the wife.
Right.
She the special
You
friend.
were you
After all
killing the
them
man
years,
now
she's
to
the
make a
special
point.
Hold on,
friend.
guys.
In
Hold on,
order
guys.
for you to make a point, you got to kill the man.
That's
You guys,
absolutely a good
we got
point.
to get AR, but Mr. C said had to go first.
Oh, it's on me? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's absolutely a good point. God forbid something like that was to happen and we do have these children. I have absolutely no rights when it comes to the finances or filing for certain amenities that I would get in his death. Like it's a lot. But it's not for everybody, and I'm definitely not promoting it, but I'm definitely promoting it for the ones who do want it. If you want it, then you're welcome to be mentored. If you don't, then let it fly over your head. If it's important to you, it's not shown to be important because a lot of people don't see the good in it.
And to be clear, those who argue against it want it.
And
And the best part about me is that I'm not even
I
arguing
don't know what
against
they want.
in order to make her point, we already burying the man. Marriage is good because if you die.
Well, no, you said they've been together long.
What is that?
They've been together longer
Abort
than
mission.
married couples. But
Oh,
I've gone to a lot of funerals where she is the special friend. She's not the wife.
Shout out to the special friends.
For real, shout out.
She's not the wife. And at the end of the day, to be glad that you're someone's friend for a long amount of time, why not marry her? When you are sick, she can't go to the hospital and sign on your behalf.
Right.
When something happens to your property, your assets,
sick.
she cannot be your point of reference.
Right.
Something's happened to dead, sick, something happened
Life
to your
happens.
property.
It's
That's
not
life.
You would still have to sign.
Life
You still have to
happens.
sign a legal document like a power of attorney, which is really, it's that in a marriage contract, like they're not too different. But in a lot of states, common law marriages are recognized, and so what is that? 10 years together, cohabiting, and you're married, bro. Whether you know it or not, like that's your wife.
Wait a minute. Say that last part one more time, Coach. What was that last part?
If you live with someone for long enough,
for like 10 years.
whatever you're trying to,
It's 7 years.
Yeah.
Certain states it's 10.
Wait. So you telling me two people who cohabitate without paperwork?
Yeah, you're married regardless.
Yep. Common law.
Yeah,
Yes.
You
have to find a
common
state
law.
that allows that.
Yeah.
Not every state allows
Not
that.
every state, right? Not every state, but you might be living in a common law state and not even realize that for legal purposes you're considered married.
So all she has to do is travel across the state border with your kids, and then you're screwed.
Yep. That's why some people can't kick the other person out, because of that common law marriage.
Well, the thing also, podcast, that you gave a stat about the marriage is divorce. I
don't
guarantee
even realize that leans to my argument. Nobody is picking up on that.
When it comes to there's a higher percentage of single people that's just dating. They break up more than people get divorced.
Thank you so much.
Divorce. Hold on. When you're married, you tend to try to work out and prolong the relationship. People that you look at all these baby mamas.
Exactly.
Look at all these. They have kids and they ain't working. Why? Because it's so easy you just pack up one day and leave. But when you're married, it's and if you make a significant amount of money or even decent, it's not that easy just to walk away. Especially if you build something together with each other. So there's a major difference when a man takes
baby mamas. There's a lot of evidence that would suggest that these people were never in relationships. So that's a different story. I'm talking about people. My uncle and his wife, and this is anecdotal, and I could tell you a bunch of stories, but I won't. I've been with my lady for 12 years. We're not married. And 12 years is way longer than the average marriage, if we want to bring statistics in this, right? By at least 7 years. So what I'm saying is this. My uncle was with his wife for like 20-something years before they ever got married. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean...
But what I'm talking about is age, right? Like me and my lady now, 12 years, right? But I'm 45. 45 minus 12 is what? 33. You see what I'm saying? So we're talking about age. If you're talking about young kids, young people don't stay together no way. But when you get into your 30s and 40s and 50s, people tend to stay in those relationships a lot longer. We got to add context to this and just trying to make
family members. Your family is not the stats of America or around the world. There's a lot more people that are dating and they break up than the people that get married. There's
Right.
way more single people than married
Right.
people.
For obvious reasons. They are not committed. They are not committed.
Cool.
Exactly.
That's what's up. That's what's up. But what I'm saying is that age matters though, right? Because when we bring up marriage rates and we say, oh, only 26% of black women are married, you know what they always say? Yeah, but when you get into this age range, it becomes more like 80%. That same thing applies to people that aren't married that is in relationships
that's
at that
captive.
age too. They tend to stay together longer. That's my point.
There's look at any elderly person. Look at that. I believe the average elderly person that never got married is single.
Fact.
They're dying alone.
Facts.
They're dying. They're definitely dying alone. But what I wanted to say is that when it comes to
elderly
the
person
difference,
that never got married is single.
Yes, they're shooting shots at Melanie King right now on her dating show right now as we're talking right now.
Right, but that doesn't mean that they never had a long-term relationship or a relationship that may have lasted longer than the average
long-term
marriage.
relationship is nothing. It doesn't.
Okay, so that means neither is a 5-year marriage.
Actually,
When a
no,
man-
I think a
when a-
5-year marriage
when-
holds more validity than someone who's been together for 20 years and not get married. Honestly, it's kind of like the mom or the woman who gets married and has a child, and then she's divorced, and now she's a divorcee. She's not necessarily, a single mom. She got married, and then it didn't work out, and now she's back on the dating market. But she's a divorcee who has a child.
Right.
There's a different title there.
Right.
So that's single mom.
I mean, what does that have
man
to do with
married
the
his
length of
baby
the
mama.
marriage? What I'm saying is this: when I just did a really quick Google search, average length of a marriage in the U.S. 8.2 years. So we acting like people that are getting
No, but that's
married-
8.2. That's
But
8.2
where's the stats
years.
of the single people?
Committed.
Where's the stats of the single people that get?
It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist for obvious reasons. There's no commitment. No one can record anything. No one is committed to anything, right? And again, across 300 million people, 8.2 years. That doesn't tell us a lot. So I'm not sure. A little
You always
podcast.
wanna be dismissive of the stats.
No. I get it. It's a real stat. The stat is real. But 300 million people, right? How many adults? I don't know. 8.2 years. What that means is that some people stay together for 35 years until death, and some people stay together for one day.
Right. And
That
the
doesn't
thing-
tell us anything.
Right. So and that's what I'm saying. So
stats
that's
you-
my point.
you're talking about two
but that's
things.
my point. So we're looking at what the average is, right? The average is the majority, right?
No, well, it means average across 300 million people, the adults
Right,
in that
right.
number.
Right.
That's
So
all it
we'd be
means.
closer to- It would be closer to 50% though, right?
It doesn't tell us that marriage is bad. That's all I'm trying to say.
I'm not
Okay.
saying it is. What
Okay,
I'm
so-
saying is-
so what's the-
the whole point that I was making is that when people who are married, right? It's just like I don't understand how people do this thing with. Let me just do this really quickly, right? Ageism, it's a bad thing, right? Racism, bad thing. Sexism, bad thing. Feminism, holy grail for women. Somehow the ism just changes and it ain't the same, right? Okay, so this is what I'm saying. When people, this is what people do, right? They're married, right?
Right.
I'm married, so therefore marriage is the supreme thing. All of the
It
things,
is.
and I love.
I haven't heard one married
I love
person say
Mr.
that.
He said, I
I
love
did.
this.
I
He
just
said
did.
this. Wait a minute. I love. I'm not talking about y'all. It's the first time we're having a conversation about it. I love Mr. He said and she said, right? But what I'm saying is, as I'm listening to them, and I'm listening to what Coach said, and I'm listening to what Red Lipstick Vibe said, and I'm saying to myself, I know people who have these things without a marriage license. And then we even interjected that in some places they say it don't matter that you don't have a marriage license because you've been living together this long. So they view you as a married couple because they understand you have lasted longer than most people do, even when they get married. So.
Yeah.
You can get the
You
same.
can't say that. You don't have the stats on that.
I'm saying, okay,
You only have the
but we
stats
do.
for married people.
Okay, we don't have it. But what I'm saying is this: I can be anecdotal if you
I
need
would.
me to be. But what I am saying is that I know people. You can look at people when they get older into relationships, bro. A lot of people they just flee away from marriage. That's why they're not married, but they still be in they still be in relationships with people for a long time. How many times have you heard when Paw died, it was whole other families at the family reunion because this man was having a whole nother relationship with a whole nother woman and a whole nother set of kids. He maintained a relationship with a whole nother woman while he had a wife. So I'm just saying, men do this all the time, bro. They have long-term relationships with women all the time.
All right.
Can I say something? Sir Hale, my
all they worried
dad,
about is you dying anyway, right? And getting a life insurance money.
Little
That's all they worried about.
Little podcast. My dad just said, "Why don't you make an honest woman out of your girlfriend and stop shacking up?"
Because she is.
I mean, that's what my dad just said.
Right. That's what happens when two people choose to be exclusive with each other.
There's nothing wrong with that, bro. Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
What paperwork did Adam and Eve have?
Oh, come
and look
on.
what happened. She bit the apple.
Come on,
She
man.
was unsubmissive.
It's semantics at this point.
Look how disobedient she was. She was
so they were married?
She ate the freaking apple, man.
There's no marriage.
Were they married?
No.
They was joined at the rib.
But that's the point. She ate the apple.
Hold on a second, guys. Hold on 1 second, guys. I gotta.
I'm using that.
We're never gonna be allowed back.
Put that thing up there. Hale is not responsible for any unsound biblical references because these guys over here are messing up the scriptures. So
Sir Hale,
let's go there. Let's
get final thoughts on this particular thing, and then we're going to ask our final question. Let's wrap this part up. Any final thoughts on this one?
I do. I wanted to answer the original question.
Right.
When you were talking about what men should be looking for, what they should do. And I'm very big on this, and everybody knows I always say this. When you're looking for a wife, you have to make sure you look at her relationship with her father, because that will tell you a lot about how she will react to you because of the relationship with her father. We always talk about, how the mother would teach a woman how to be a wife, but the father plays a big role in that as well. So that's why that's a very important aspect in a little girl's life, to have her father in her life. So that would be one of the big things you should always look for when you're looking for a wife. Seeing that reaction, seeing, how they are from when she was growing up until now. Her relationship with her father is very important.
That's a fact.
I definitely agree with that. I would also say a lot of women are not coachable. They're not open-minded. And that is something that a husband needs in his wife. Because if you're going under his mission,
yes,
then you need to be open to whatever he needs you to do.
Flexible.
However he needs you to move. When he say, I need X, Y, and Z out of you, it's not, what you mean you need this? I don't know. You have to be open-minded to the fact that it's called submission. You're under his mission. And if you're not ready to follow and fall in line, then you can't really be looking at this woman as a wife.
Hold on. Michelle, hold on a second. You said submission is being under his mission?
Exactly. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, tithes and offerings are now due. This woman just preached the gospel.
Yeah.
I mean,
Some deuces.
Yes, I was raised with my mother and father. My dad is a whole deacon. So those principles are not raise up a child and she won't depart from it, and like Red Lipstick Vibe said, having that man there is crucial for a woman because you learn respect. You learn to shut up when you need to shut up, because he's gonna tell you to shut up. He's not gonna say shut up. He's gonna say, look, your mouth right now, no. So a father can check a daughter's mouth. And so when a husband does it, she like, you know what? You're right.
She recognizes it.
She recognizes that.
Exactly.
And then I played sports growing up. So being coachable, I always had someone in front of me teaching me. I always had someone telling me what to do, right? And women don't want you to tell them what to do. But it's nothing wrong with learning. There's nothing wrong with someone teaching you something. And I want my husband to teach me things. I need him to teach me things. I need him to expand my territory.
Mm-hmm.
It's a necessity. It's not a want. I need that.
Mm-hmm.
You get red snapping up.
Talking right, baby.
You said her name was Michelle, sir. Your name is Michelle, ma'am.
Yeah, my platform is The Real Precious. Precious is my middle name, but yes, my first name is Michelle.
Are you part Puerto Rican or?
You know what? I cannot.
No.
Okay. Just want to know.
She
the ideology lined up.
We
Our
are the
root traces back to
unicorns,
Nigeria.
baby.
That's
We the
why.
unicorns. That's all.
And Red Lipstick Vibe, my girlfriend told me to tell you, don't be trying to shame us. Boom. That's my leadership.
OG Dad said it. I didn't say
my
it.
leadership.
OG Dad said it though.
Y'all been together 12 years podcast. I want to congratulate you, brother. Y'all married. So,
that's a fact.
That's a fact.
Exactly.
5 years ago.
Congratulations. Just go get the ring, brother. Just go get
No,
the ring.
no ring. The only thing missing a loaf of bread. We're changing that. No more
Right,
ring.
that's what the Bible said, right?
That's what the Bible.
We rolling with what the Bible said.
Give her daddy a cow.
Podcast from the network. We want to say congratulations, my brother. Happy, successful marriage to you guys.
Put on speaker so she can hear you.
Yeah, we want to say congratulations to all of you to a wonderful marriage. You guys have been together for 12 long years. Congratulations to you both.
Proud of you, bro. Proud of you.
Beautiful
You did
things
it.
happen on the network, guys.
You did it.
All right, y'all. Let's wrap up to the last question. So let's start here. I want to hear the ladies first. Is the wall real? Is the wall a real thing?
The wall is definitely a real
Which
thing.
wall?
It's definitely a real thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a real thing for women who want to have kids, but you know, and maybe unfortunately didn't prioritize marriage and family at a younger age, you know, or find themselves, you know, they had trouble getting pregnant or with fertility or something. Yeah.
I agree. That's what I was going to say. It's all about fertility when you're the whole wall thing, you know.
Right.
Okay, so let's ask this question. So the premise of today's show is women don't want the good guy until later in life. What has been reported is a lot of women, when they are young and they pretty, they screaming, they got attraction. Like when they're younger, they pass over lots of guys, potentially suitable mates, because they are beautiful and they think that the attention will never run out. So I want to ask you, is this a true thing? Are women overlooking good guys because they have attention, they have beauty? Or simply are the guys that are being passed up, they're not what the woman wants, and men need to stop complaining and trying to make it something that it's not?
Can I go first?
Please.
Can I go first? Okay. The problem is, and I say this all the time, they doing hot girl summer and hoeing. So they pass up the good guy because they want to go with the F boys and the things that look shiny and thuggish and nice to them. So they're wasting their time going through guy after guy after guy. And then when they really want to settle down, now you use and abuse, and the good men don't want you now. And you know, we see it all the time. Like I saw this video where this guy was interviewing a bunch of young ladies on the street, and every last one of them says they don't want not even a commitment or marriage. They just want to hot girl summer and do it and do them. That's a big problem. And then when they get to the age where they hit the wall, now they want a good guy. But before, they want a hot girl summer with the thug and the guy that can buy them and pop bottles in the club and be flashy and all those flashy things. But then when you really want a good guy, they don't want you because you ran through. I mean, I don't want to sound, I ain't shaming them, but I am shaming them. They don't want you now.
You need to bring shame back.
Yes, like they don't want you no more. Okay, go ahead, sir.
That's the wall I thought you was talking about, Sir Hale.
Good guys require order. Good guys require standards, and when you don't have that, then you're gonna be blind to what a good guy is.
Exactly.
That's such a profound statement. You can be blind to something that's good for you down the line. And I think it's possible that you can walk around in that blindness and then you can
I blame
be
the
blind for
elders.
so long that no one's going to want you at that point. You have to settle for what you can get.
Somebody
What do you
posed
think
the
about
question earlier, Sir Hale. Remember? Oh, go ahead.
Too, it's like Mary J. Blige had a song about this called "Mr. Wrong," and in the chorus it said, "the good boys ain't no fun and the bad boys ain't no good." And it's I think a lot of it is that's just what it is. Like the good guys, they're not exciting, they're not fun, they're like, but the bad boys, like, they be the ones, all flashy and stuff like that. Oh, hey,
exactly.
And unfortunately, all the girls go for the bad guys.
See, somebody posed a question earlier. I think it might have been Man of Prestige. Somebody said something to the effect of, "Can women see that far ahead?" And they really stay, like, you want to talk about staying in the moment. Like, they in the moment for real. I want to be happy right now. I want it all right now. I want everything I want, and I want it right now. And unless I'm getting everything I want right now, then I might as well just keep doing whatever I want to do with whoever I want to do with it, because I'm always gonna be a 10 and all that other stuff. Now I need to play a simp for half a second. I do believe in compartmentalizing women's beauty, right? There's 20-year-old fine, there's 30-year-old fine, there's 40-year-old fine, and nowadays there's even 50-year-old fine. Okay, so yeah, it's way more easier for them, especially in the age of social media, right, to kind of hop over those walls like they doing the track thing where they jump over the things in the track. You know what I'm saying? They just leaping wall after wall after wall. They just leaping, right? So it's way easier for them to do that now. But I mean, I don't know, sir. Here, I right now, I really want to get into my simp bag, but I'm gonna just stop before I go.
You have my permission.
Thank you.
Paul is undefeated.
Wait a minute. I really want to root for the women, bro. Like, nah, because I know that they have their issues. I know, like, all of the things that the sister Red Lips Vag just said. I know it's all true. You know what I'm saying? But I also know that there is a level of programming that our women go through, which is why I'm finally, shout out to Lexi, I'm finally starting my series this week. I seen your little experience, right? And what I'm doing, what I seen your little experience is I'm interviewing women and highlighting their experiences from childhood to where they are in life now, so we can better understand their choices, right? And their mindsets and why they think the way that they think. Because typically in these conversations, we just jump right on them for who they are and what they are now, and we don't lend any credence to how they got there. I'm not going to be under the mindset that our women are just broken, right? They're not born that way. And I've taken on that sort of a mantra because that was the same thing I was highlighting and trying to explain to women. Hey, these men that you're calling broke, dusty, pookie, ray, broken, dysfunctional, and all of this, they're not born that way. They have an upbringing that leads them to this point where you see them at now. And just like the sister said earlier about the scripture that says, raise a child in the way that he shall go, and when he gets older, he will not depart. Well, that just doesn't apply to good things. If you raise them bad, they can get older and try to do good, and they'll go right back to the bad that you programmed into them. So we have to make room for that, right? And so that's why I just said for half a second, I just wanted to take a second and simp for the sisters and say, I get it. I'm trying to understand you. And I'll end it at that.
Thank God.
Oh my God! Wow!
I was gonna say thank God for people.
You can't, though, man. You can't save them.
We thank you. We thank you. We appreciate that. Yeah. Now let's interview the men who have been traumatized and in these same types of dysfunctional situations growing up. We can do that for all of us because y'all too have not been in good situations. So we can say the same for y'all and y'all's behavior and bad choices and not getting yourself together until you're 45, 50 years old. You understand what I'm saying? So everybody has a story. Now we're just pandering and making excuses and coddling the same repeated behavior. It's insanity to do the same thing over and over again and get the same, to expect different results. It's just crazy. So
the only thing I would say in
contributed a
response to
lot to,
that
like
really
you
quickly
said, is the upbringing. Absolutely, it's poor teaching. So if we
Yeah.
have women and men not teaching young women and men how to vet,
Yeah.
what to look for, model it, but they're not getting that, brother. They are
Or
absolutely not
te-
getting that.
or
You see, no, even if they're getting it at home, they're exposed to social media. You see what the
that
images
part.
are.
There you go. Yeah. See, and that's what I was about
And it's
to
not
say.
even affecting just our young people. I'm seeing 40 and 50-year-old women behaving cantankerously.
Talk about it.
Bad behavior like they're children.
Talk
That's a
about
And we're
fact.
not going to excuse it because they've been traumatized. You know how traumatized I was by
That
my
part.
upbringing? It didn't turn me out to be a slut or a hoe. I met this man at 20. I wanted to marry him right away, but it took 8 years. But we wound up being together 27 and married 17. So anybody can do better.
Yes.
And I honestly had the love for men up front, regardless of what I didn't have. It's just a general respect.
Yep.
Y'all do so much for us, and I appreciate it. And young girls are not taught that to appreciate
Yep.
y'all. Y'all got
That's
the
a fact.
bag, and everybody's supposed to jump out the window to help me, Captain Save a Hoe. No, y'all got to stop putting yourselves out there for people who do not deserve it, and start to look for where you're being appreciated. Men are staying in situations where they're just being tolerated. A woman that just tolerates you and is not celebrating you and uplifting you and giving you good words and good vibes and consideration and the benefit of doubt. Goddamn, the benefit of doubt. Our men don't get no benefit of the doubt. So if you find a woman and you don't even get a benefit of doubt of just looking at somebody else, now you the evil man in the world because you looked at somebody. Not a good look. So
I mean, I understand exactly what you said, but I think
go on
one
my
of the
page.
issues.
I got a whole 37-second video of green flags because it's a lot out there.
Before you go,
understand what you're
podcast.
saying. Yeah.
Before you go, let me give a hand clap because that was really good. That was really good, and I think we need to hear more of that. So thank you so much for saying that.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing I would say is the problem that I think with the men's voices is that in this particular space, they not talking about what they really do. All they doing is talking about the women.
We
I'm
just had
for that.
a
Wait.
black guy.
Hold on, really quickly, brother, because I want to hear your response. But I came to YouTube. Guess what? Women. But then I saw how that looked, and I'm like, yo, these people everybody looks bitter and mad and angry, right? And so, okay, it's enough of doing this, right? But none of the guys really want to talk about where their vitriol really stems from. They're pretending that it all's coming from the women they're trying to date. None of them want to say, my mama was this woman that I'm on YouTube talking about. My grandmama was this woman on YouTube that I'm talking about. My sisters, my aunties. They don't want to keep it real. They just want to make it sound like it's everybody else's daughters. You see what I'm saying? And that's the problem. They have the voices now. They have the platform to talk about it all and be honest, but they just want to say women. Well, I don't want to be that guy. I love women, okay? And so therefore, as much as I hold them accountable, because I still do that, I still want to be able to highlight them so that there's balance on my platform.
Let me respond to that though. So if I can give a different perspective, could it be that men are women because we've been able to do this consistently for 2-3 years? All we've heard is women for the last several decades. So we know we've heard that side. We haven't really given the men a voice to really let what we are speaking to come out without it being chopped down. Where you shouldn't think that. You should understand women a little bit better. Could it be that? Is it just that men are complaining, or we simply got an opportunity to talk and we're making the most of it?
Yeah, I believe it's exactly what you just said. Really quickly, Oli, I'm sorry. I believe it's exactly what you just said it is, but I think something just struck me that it's time for a different kind of voice. You know what I'm saying? Like all of us cannot just be angry. You know what I'm saying? All of us can't just be the women outside. Some of us have to talk about the women that are more intimate in our lives, like our mothers, our sisters, our aunties, and that, so that it does not just sound like this is why they use terms like incel. You see what I'm saying? Because they're basically saying, oh, all you're doing is talk about these women that you can't have. No, well, be honest and say, no, I'm talking about my mama. So now what you gonna say? Because you're raising the men that you're complaining about.
So
and
that's a level of honesty there, right?
The only way we're going to be able to get them to really acknowledge it is for you to admit that, to say, hey, listen, I'm this guy that you don't like, right? And that you're complaining about. Well, a woman that looked just like you raised me this way. And we know they're going to say, well, what about the fathers? And then we know what the next step after that is to say. But please go ahead, Ola. And I'm sorry.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And to your point, Sir Hale, that right there was a good example of competing with women. It doesn't solve any problem. We can compete. Yeah. They did it for decades, and we're about to do it for 3 years.
Right.
That's not a solution. That's a good example right there, right?
Oh, no,
I get it,
I
but
can't go with that.
It doesn't solve any problem.
So I can't go with that because what that suggests is a man stating his issues and a woman stating her issues are in somehow a competition. And I don't think that's what it is. I think that what we've done a bad job as a culture is we focus so much on what men are supposed to do, and we have no clue about what men are supposed to be. We don't even know what that looks like. So when the man is expressing what's going on, we say, well, he's competing, or he's in his feminine energy, or he's whining, he's complaining, and we're dying earlier as a result of this. And so I think when it comes to us expressing our issues,
that's not what you meant, is it?
No, it's not. Let me push back a little bit. Let me push back a little bit.
So yeah, that's what I interpreted when you say that's us competing. You know, they did this for this many years, men did this for this many years. That's what I interpret that as. And I think
because I took it right out of what you said. You said since women. Is it because men are saying it for 3 years and then women have been saying it for 3 decades?
No. What I said was men have the opportunity now to say what needs to be said.
Right, but to Little Podcast point, right? We're misusing it. We're misusing it because we're not getting to the solution. He's saying people are literally they're getting a hard on talking about women all day long. There's no solution in that.
But see, my pushback on that is that's a talking point. Like that point you just made is what so many women tell men to shut them up from opening up and really talking about what's really going on. It's a talking point. And probably what I've learned, I have 4 kids, and as I'm a disciplinarian, I'm sometimes too hard, and I'm working on it, and I can admit that. When my daughter is trying to tell me something, and I already think I know what she's about to say, and I respond to her, she gets upset, and then it makes her want to say it again and get louder with it. What I'm saying is that maybe that's what culture has done. The reason men keep on saying the same things is because we haven't gotten through a conversation yet, because we keep getting cut off. And what I'm saying is women have had the opportunity to say whatever they wanted to say, and we've got to extend that opportunity for men to get it out as well. Because most men, once we get it out and we know we're heard, we're good. And I think that's the issue. So many men have not been heard.
Let me ask you a question. Were you trying to? Were you saying? Because what I took from what you said was that okay, the women did it for however many decades. You know, we only been doing it for 3, so let's make sure we do it for as many decades as them as the competition.
That's what I heard him say. That's what I heard him say.
Right. Yeah, I didn't think he was saying that either, but I see what you mean though. I see why you would have.
So I would like to know what he was saying if he wasn't saying that. I would like to know what he was saying when he said, could it be, because this was your question, I'm paraphrasing a little bit. Could it be because women have talked?
Dang.
Yeah, I got my moment, right? Could it be that women have talked for 30 years and men are talking for 3 years and you just had it that they're not being heard? Right?
Yeah.
Yes, it could be. My pushback is that does that solve the problem? Are we talking about solutions or we're just talking about the problems?
Yes.
Are we talking about solutions?
The solution is talking and being heard.
Yeah. And I think they're being heard. So this makes it a great opportunity now for them to change the conversation a little bit from just holding women accountable.
I'm with Lil Podcast.
Their own families accountable. You see what I'm saying?
It's semantics. It's semantics right now. I'm with Little Podcast.
Podcast is right. And what he's saying, what I'm saying, like that whole thing about we compete. Listen, even I'm guilty of that. I just say stuff because it sounds good in the moment. Men need the opportunity to talk without all this other stuff being thrown. Bro, if you broken because you had a life where you were not heard, but you were taught what you had to be, you opening up and sharing that doesn't mean you're competing. It doesn't mean that you're weakened for that. And I want to take out the sting in men feeling ashamed because they got an experience. I want to take that.
So Sahil, one more chance.
Hold on. So when you said about the competing part, what I've heard that so much, and that's why men shut up and they hold things in, because they're going to hear that. And low key, if they don't hear, they're thinking that you're thinking that about them, and so that's another reason for them to suppress what they feel.
Okay, so I invented that competing word. I haven't heard anyone ever said it. I'm the one that invented it because, again, I see an active competition between the genders. It doesn't work because we're not equal. You go right under the women when you compete with women. It doesn't work.
But let's in this context, what do we mean competing? When we're talking about communication, what's competing?
That takes me back to what you said. You said, could it be because women have been talking for 30 years and we will only be talking for 3 years?
No, you missed the point.
Okay.
It's that women have had the opportunity to talk and say what they needed to say without being interrupted. Men are not getting the opportunity to talk without being interrupted, and that makes a difference.
Okay, I can't disagree with that because that sounds too general. I can't really disagree with it.
It's all in here, man.
I agree with both. However, I agree with the execution of what Little Podcast is doing. I always say on my platform, from the womb to the tomb. What happens to you from the womb and your childhood, definitely is a direct reflection on how you carry out your relationships. And if you don't have the correct teaching coming from the womb, some people are I was in a corrupt womb. My mother was a drug addict. My biological mother was a drug addict, and I was adopted. And so thank God there were two people on this earth that said, no, this is not going to be your life. If I would have stayed in that environment, God knows where I would be right now. So the execution of getting down to the nitty gritty is important. It's essential. Because a lot of people are not going to get down to the nitty gritty. They're going to blame, they're going to finger point, they're going to excuse. And the real work comes in when you're able to be on. I have this saying, hot, honest, open, and transparent. If you can't be any of those things, don't even think about a relationship. So I'm going to be leaving soon, but I definitely agree with you both. I believe Sir Hale is needed. I love his platform. I thank you so much. I appreciate you for allowing me to come on your platform. And Little Podcast, that execution, I support you 100% because that is what is needed. That is what needs to be highlighted. We can talk. Women still need men to say certain things, but we also, for a Black man to say, hey, look, nah, this is what we do. I see your little situation. I see your little experience, and I'm here to hear you out. Support is huge. Especially in the Black community, because we feel like we don't have any. So to have a Black brother say, nah, I'm going to take on this task, I think it's truly needed. I appreciate it, and I'll be watching. But thank you again, Sir Hale, for having me on. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the panel. You guys are great. I look to collab with any and every one of you. But
I was about to say before you go, don't just watch, participate.
Definitely
go to my channel, subscribe. I'm live pretty much almost every day. If I'm live, you're live. You know what I mean? Right. You get to come up, and if you're willing to submit to an interview, that would also be great.
Definitely, I'm down.
Okay.
Listen, before you go, I want to clarify something. You said you agree with two of us, so you're saying you don't agree with Man of Prestige, right? I want to make sure that's clear. Is that right?
I just want to say it's so nice to meet you, Michelle. It's so nice to meet you. I look forward to more of it. Yeah.
Nice to meet you as well.
Listen, I'll be reaching out to you again soon. And if you can put like your IG and whatnot in the back chat. And moderators, please drop her channel as well. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you.
Thank you. You guys have
one thing I want to say. Can I say real quick? Or
yeah.
Okay. We recently had, I'm not sure if it's true or not, whatever, but Black men will go into a certain type of female therapist. So you know what? I'm going to stop bitching and complaining. I'm not going to hit this woman. I'm going to go get help. And she got fired from her job, and she came to the world and talking bad about him. So men are supposed to just say, you know what? Let's talk about something else. Black men are being canceled for speaking out. These women are, listen, a lot of these women are trifling. And they're having all these kids running the streets. They're probably breaking into one of our cars right now as we speak. These teenagers coming from single parent households. So a lot of the thing about this, I think a lot of you not understand that there's no solution for these women. They're coming on camera and say, "Hey, I don't want to be fixed. I love being. I want to be. I want to have hot girl summer." And you think you're gonna save them? These women despise good men. Good men are weak to them.
Yeah.
And we're gonna help them? No. Let them burn out.
Listen, in real life, I'm glad you said that because this is a great way to make this distinction. The women you're talking about, who cares? We're talking about the next generation.
Exactly.
Hold on, brother. I was very quiet. Why you talking? I'm just playing. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
You told me the whole night. Yeah.
I know. I have. That's my fault. I took over, bro. It's the chain.
It's
the chain. When I put the chain on, I get in my 50 swag. Chit-you. You know what I'm saying? But
cap.
Shut up. No, what I was gonna say was this though. And I'm not sure if I said it on this platform before, but there's a saying that I heard a couple of years ago, and it just stuck with me ever since then. And I think it was from this cat named Desmond Tutu, where he said, "We spend too much time at the bottom of the river trying to help people out of the river instead of going to the top of the river and finding out why they fall in the first place." So what I'm saying is we can go to the top of the river and save a bunch of them from falling in, right? That's what I'm talking about doing. I'm talking about, I have a daughter. Nobody's finna tell me my daughter is a waste and we need to just dispose of her. I have nieces coming up right now. Oh, they're a waste. We need to dispose of. This baby's being born right now. Average age for a black woman to have her first pregnancy, 22, or her first childbirth, 22. So they're not just out here as teenagers running around making babies anymore, right? There are some women out here that are definitely worth having that male leadership in their life. We just have to be smarter about choosing them, and then we have to raise a better crop for the next generation. And I think that's on us.
I say you know what, black men, if you want to do that kind of thing in a relationship, so I guess you're not out in the dating pool, but for the men that's trying to date, when you travel, these women already come with that. They are raised with everything you're trying to install them. So I don't suggest men to waste any more of their life and trying to alter, help, and build and fix up. Nah. Sorry what happened to you, but I only live once, and I'm not going to spend the rest of my life trying to fix you. So I will travel overseas and find a woman that comes with all that together. Right?
So
I think they should.
He won't go to the bottom of the ocean. He won't go to the top. He'll cross the ocean. Dang,
I think they should travel. I think it's absolutely unrealistic expectations to think that feminine submissive women are just made out of every tree in Colombia or Nigeria. I think that's stupid, and I think you're gonna get finessed in real life.
What, you're gonna get finessed if you travel?
No, if you take that mindset overseas, you're gonna get screwed over there.
No, you'll get finessed if you're looking for a good time. If you're traveling, first of all, you got to know the language, know the culture, and you got to get to know the locals in the area. But if you're just looking to, just like if you're I'm in New York, if you're looking to get laid, you're probably gonna get robbed. You're not gonna get laid, right?
Know the language. I gotta learn a whole new language.
So you're gonna learn all of that. You're gonna learn all of that, but you're not. But it's too much to look inward. Nobody's asking you. You don't have to marry someone in the United States. As a matter of fact, Lil Podcast said something just now that we just skipped, right? The truth is that you have to work on yourself before you try to work on the society.
These black men are fixed already. The issues that they're 35 to 45 years old say, listen, I got my shit together. Okay, I spent 5 years with this woman, didn't work. 3 years with this woman, it didn't work. I got my shit together. I'm good. But I travel with
you have 23-year-old men coming on the platform teaching a bunch of 60-year-old men how to go overseas. That doesn't make any sense.
Wait, say it again. Who's 60?
We got 23-year-old men with a bunch of 60-year-old men following him because somehow he got dumped by a few girls in high school. Like, come on, make it make sense. It's not making sense. The problem, what I'm saying here is this: you got to travel. When you travel properly with the right mindset, your mind will be opened. You will get new perspectives, right? That mindset that is greener on the other side is stupid in every ramification of life. There's nothing greener on the other side in life. You have to work on yourself to attract who you become. It's as simple as that.
No attraction. You understand? American women, which is mostly feminists of all races, they hate good men.
Why are we worried about them? He just said that. Why are we worried about these people that hate men? I don't worry about these people.
Listen, man, even if they come off soft and feminine, whatever, where are the good women at? That's not.
They're not in your circle. I tell you that much. They're not in your circle. Not you personally, but whoever is complaining.
No.
Can we do some?
My circle. I hang around people.
No, not you, bro. Not you, bro. I'm saying whoever is complaining.
We're right here. We're right here.
They're right here. They're right here, right?
Right here. Like,
okay, that's captive. That's captive.
Right
but that's captive.
Right? It's hard to find. It's just a unicorn. So how can the issue is that how can you? Huh?
Yeah, go ahead. Our new guest. Welcome to the platform. How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah, we're talking to you, sister. At the bottom. Go ahead.
What if you have a woman that's been with a guy for 4 years, knew him for 8, but been with him in an actual relationship for 4 years, submit to him, is basically doing everything that a wife is supposed to be, and he's still not showing her that he really cares about everything that she's doing. She's not cheating. She's not doing anything, but she's being a wife.
How is he not showing it? What is he like?
Why is she with him 4 years?
Right.
That's her fault.
Yeah, she don't need to be with him.
Yeah, because they said earlier that you're supposed to be married in a year.
I got married in 90
days. It's not even about marriage. If she's with someone for that long, it's not showing her that he's willing to commit to her and giving her what she wants and needs from him. No, bye.
He's not the problem. She is.
It doesn't matter. They don't need to be together. Because obviously there's a disconnect there.
What makes her the problem?
Because she's
still
sitting around
following. He's leading her to a place that she doesn't want to go, but she keeps following. She has to stop following.
Exactly.
She's
local. This is why there's a
exactly.
This is why there's 1,000 men on YouTube telling women that you all are that accountability is your kryptonite, right? Because when you ask why is it her fault, you act as if she's being held hostage,
right?
As if he's making her decisions for her. She's making her own decisions.
She's making decisions.
That's how it's her fault. It's her fault what's happening to her. It's not her fault what he's doing, but her experiences. She is accountable for that, especially after 4 years.
Exactly.
If there's a child involved.
Yeah.
What? She broke up. I couldn't hear what she said.
She said, "What if there's a child involved? Give the child to the father and start over."
Nah.
What? Wait. Hold on.
If it's a child involved, there is a such thing as co-parenting.
That's the only thing she's holding on to. It's unrealistic.
That's cool. Wait a minute. Let's stay right here for a second. Who on the panel has a problem with the father raising his own kid?
No, it's not that. It's just that's unrealistic. That she's not going to give the. It's just not a realistic solution.
It needs to start being. It needs to start being a realistic solution. What's the gender of the child?
But she hasn't given any indication that she doesn't desire to be a mother.
If it was a boy, if it's a boy, I understand. Yes, I feel like
even that's
in that predicament, you should pass the boy to the father because it's a lot more that mentally that a man can teach a son than a woman can.
Facts.
Now, if it's a girl, I don't agree with giving the girl over into the father's hand because there's a lot of things mentally a father cannot teach.
True. But even though I would still say get a baby to the daddy.
If you have a child and it didn't work out, either you're going to be a mother, you're going to go back in the dating pool. Now, if you're going to go back in the dating pool, what Little Podcast just said, give custody to the father. So you can be in the dating pool. But for the most part, I think you had it. You got to wait, man. That's a decade of just chill out. focus.
I still want you to
Yeah.
tell me what the dude isn't doing, because I know at the end of the day, this
Right.
is gonna come down to the fact that he ain't being faithful. I mean, just say it. He won't stop screwing other women.
Hey,
I
so
mean,
let me jump in real quick, guys. So, ladies, this is simple. You don't have time to waste. Men do. Women, you don't have any time to waste. So if you want marriage, you don't have the opportunity to waste 3, 4, 5 years. Those are critical years, especially in your 20s. So if it's not going there, you have to separate yourself and put yourself in a position to get what you want. Because a good man, a really decent man, established man, is not going to look at you with somebody else and wait around. He's going to move on to somebody who's ready and available, right? So if it's not going where you want it to be, stop wasting time and then put yourself in a position to get the man you want.
That's right.
And then I have a question about what Red Lipstick said. You said, or was it Coach? One of you all said if he's not giving you what you want. I'm confused. This is what confuses me. If he's the leader,
I'm just going on what she. I'm just going on what she. I said that. I'm just going on what she just said. I'm responding to what she's saying.
Like, as a wife, is it ever really about what you want?
No, not really.
Okay.
Because you guys supposed to be one. It's supposed to be about with each other.
That's your real hair?
Stop it.
I can't.
No, if it is, I just wanted to celebrate if it was. Like,
so Kiara is. So guys,
I just wanted to celebrate if it was.
yes. Kiara is a dope stylist, and you guys are going to be seeing her more on the show. So good personality, great person. This is a good girl. She's a good girl.
Oh, that's who that is, my Kiara. What's up, girl?
My career.
What's up?
Podcast trying to fix it real quick.
I didn't know that was
Let's do it real quick, guys, because I want to wrap it up very soon. We got Ween signing on here as well. Ween signing, you there, my brother?
Yeah, I'm here. Salute to the panel, salute to the guests, salute to the chat, salute to Sir Hale. Hope everyone is doing well. So I'll just make my 4-point argument or comment, and then I'll go and let the next one come. So the first point is that what people really need to understand why there's so much disgruntledness in the Black community, especially for the last group of Gen X and millennials, is because the Black community, Black men have a broken promise from the Black community, right? We were told to do X, Y, and Z, and then at the end you would be able to have a functioning relationship. And people need to recognize that, because this is the crux of the situation. It's not exhaustive, it's not inclusive, but this is one of the foundational pillars. The Black community broke their promise to Black men. Second, Black men are constantly required to fix things without authority. You say that Black men, quote unquote, are the leaders, right? But have no authority to do so. And quite honestly, if someone told me that I was the leader of the Black community, I would be frankly quite insulted. Next point. When we talk about it was a comment that says that if you're not celebrated, just go somewhere else. When Black men make best decisions for Black men, they're constantly demonized. They're constantly being picked on. Pejoratives are being used on their names, etc., etc. And the last point about the what isms, and I'll read this. King James Version, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26:23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. So if you say that or like submissiveness, that's why I talked that point. Like, submissiveness is a learning trait that was given to you by your mother and father. No man can make nor teach you how to be submissive. It is from your parents. If a submissive woman is with a bad man, she will leave, right? She will just walk, right? So women, if you're with a man who quote unquote ain't ish, look in the mirror, because you're also wicked, because the wicked woman is for the wicked man. So if your man is wicked, surprise, you are wicked too. And I've been abroad for 16 years, and absolutely going abroad to find a functional marriage and relationship is better just because they were trained. Majority of women were raised by mothers and fathers in two-parent homes. The culture, the legal system, all reinforces family values. So this is why. It's not saying that American women are inherently evil, but here it's about partnership. Here it's about training women to be career-minded first, right? And so that's the landscape. American factories do not produce women who can have a gender role focused marriage. And I'll close with that.
Does anybody want to respond to Wayne Simon?
No, my brother is consistent. He's consistent.
Yeah, that was so good.
Yeah, I agree with him.
Hold on, immigration marriages have a divorce rate of 15%. Okay, so I just want to add that on. So when Ola talks about the grass is not greener, it is. I've been abroad 16 years. I live part-time in Kenya and part-time in Shanghai, China. And I'm on my lunch break, so I'll close with that.
Well, Colombia has an 8% divorce rate.
Well, now I do have a pushback.
Hey guys, hang on 1 second. I gotta give a shout out. You guys know the beat to my hold on. This
intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, you guys know the beat to that?
Mm-hmm.
My guy Mario C. Cobman made that. And he's in the chat. Salute to you, my guy, for making that beat.
Salute.
I appreciate you, man. Good to see you, Mario. Thanks for being here, brother.
Beat maker.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Okay. It's funny. Women will travel overseas and risk their life, almost die, go to the airport with their bonnets on and shit like that for a BBL, Brazilian butt lift, right? Which that procedure is actually one of the most dangerous surgeries. Is more dangerous than brain surgery, right? And it's okay. They go overseas and they do that. Illegal. But if a man travels, say, listen, I have a purpose. I know my purpose is. And where I'm currently at, it's like a needle in a haystack. I don't want to waste time. Let me go over here. They get looked at like, you're weak. You're a simp. Something's wrong with you.
I understand. I understand. Let me just give a shout out to Wayne signing, by the way.
Well, before you go, I want to say, Coach wanted to say something first. So let's let the lady go first, and then we'll get to the fellows.
Sure.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So I just about the debate about the passport brothers and going abroad to look for a partner or a wife. AR is not entirely wrong. There's multiple sides of the argument. I don't think we can just look at it like it's black and white, because it's not. There are experiences, like if you're inexperienced, you can really get yourself in some deep trouble going abroad to look for a partner. If you don't know what you're doing, if you think that it's just going to be like just pick a wife out of a lineup or a club or any like traditional way that you would typically find women here, a bar, like that's not necessarily going to end up in a better result just because you did it in Colombia or Brazil, right? Because feminist mindset has infiltrated Latin America and the Caribbean and other parts of the world, very much so. Like let's not lie to ourselves and say like this is exclusive to the West, because it's not. So you just have to be smart about it. If like AR's talking about a very specific type of man who has his stuff together, who's done his personal self-work, who knows what he's looking for and has a clear vision for the type of woman that he wants. Like if you're that guy and you're willing to go abroad and spend several months there, like the gentleman who has been talking, we ain't signing, and you can learn the language, learn the culture, be culturally competent, don't show up like foolish over there, don't insult people over there, get to know a woman and her family, and do it right. Like if there's a way to do it right and there's a way to do it dumb. And if you're going to do it dumb, you're going to get yourself in trouble out there. If you're willing to take the steps to do it right, then yeah, maybe you can find a beautiful, nice woman over there who really loves you and isn't just looking for papers. Like, y'all got to understand, like a lot of these women are very ready and willing to marry an American foreigner for the papers, and she will be everything you want her to be until she gets those papers. Okay, that is not uncommon.
I gotta address this. Now, would you say this is
sweet Jesus?
What percentage of women have that mindset? And here's why
I
I'm
don't
asking.
know. I don't know, but I can tell you that when growing up as a Latina, this was not uncommon for us to know that this was happening in our culture and in communities that we are a part of. It's not uncommon. I'm not saying it's every woman.
Coach,
I'm not even gonna dare to say it's the majority. I'm not. But
They're
I'm
everywhere.
going to
It's
say
cancer.
that
It's cancerous.
It's out there.
It's a
They ain't
cancer.
trying to hear that. They ain't trying to hear that. Listen, this is a woman who she just said it wasn't uncommon in her community. You just
So
said
can
that. You've given context and everything.
Yeah, that's a trash
They ain't
community.
trying to hear that. They ain't trying to hear that.
No, it's not that we're not trying to hear, but that's a talking point. Y'all don't go over overseas because y'all know the women just want to get some papers. You don't go overseas.
Let them go over there.
I'm not saying don't go.
Guys,
Never said don't go. Just said do it smart.
Over talking.
Smart, right?
Guys, that talking point is don't go over there because you know that they just want you for your papers is used a lot, which is to dissuade men. So we're not saying that we're not guys, listen. We're not saying that it doesn't happen, but somebody will take that point as a whole case for why men shouldn't go overseas. And so I'm trying to give some numbers to this. Is that most of the time this happens?
Yes. The answer is yes. And let me say this. The new talking point is talking point. Oh, it's breaking up.
A talking point, bro. It's hard to hear you.
The new talking point is talking point, Sir Hale. Semantics all day long.
Semantics, man. It's
semantics.
It's a semantic.
Let's bring it back.
Man gets divorced in America. She took his paper, right?
Let me say this, right? Sorry, AR, right?
The question, AR. I see what you did there.
Yeah, let me say this, right? The truth is that it's not AR is talking, it's trying to talk. Your mic is bad. Can you hear us?
Yeah, we ain't signed it. It's a little hard to hear, brother.
Yeah, it's probably like I don't disagree with him, right? Yeah, they're attacking him, but I don't disagree with him, right? The grass is greener on the other side. It's not a real physical thing. It's a mindset, right? It's just a mindset. Of course, when we look at the numbers, right, there's probably going to be more women who are open to the idea of being a submissive, feminine wife at home, right? We get that from a physical, tangible data, statistic standpoint. I'm talking about the mindset that the grass is greener on the other side in every dimensions in life, in every ramification, backfires. I guarantee you. I'm patient. I'm here. I'll be here listening to the whole stories, but they're already coming out. But we just have coach. She just said it right there.
So hold on, y'all.
But we have a problem with the truth. We claim we
want
want the truth, but we have problems with the truth. The truth is that you can do it, but you got to be on the purpose. You got to know what the hell you're doing. There's a lot of young men being recruited into this thing. It's going to backfire really badly.
You mean talking about going overseas?
Yes.
Into that?
Yes.
I mean, either way, men are going to be used either
Coach
way.
gave wonderful context. She gave some wonderful context to that because that's the part that's being left out. All was being
That's not being left out.
Get your passport, go overseas.
Yes.
Because women over there are so much more submissive. But like what you don't understand is if you don't know the culture, you don't know where you're going, you don't know how to speak the language, you don't know anything about it over there, you go on up, you setting yourself up for failure.
But
that's what they're going through here.
What's being taught. Like men who are really teaching this stuff is teaching exactly what you just said. And what they said was a good point. They said when you get over there, you'll notice those women if you learn the culture. You will know who's just trying to use you because you will have done your research before you go. So they're not just saying get your passport and go. There's some education that goes behind this.
And men are saying, listen, before I go overseas, is that my microphone?
No, you're good, AR. You're good,
Okay.
AR. Yeah.
So what men are saying, listen, I want to go overseas. You know, black men are the only men, black American men are the only men that will accept a woman that's overweight, not educated, or loud mouth, don't cook. All they asking for, hey, listen, be kind. Be kind. No, you're weak. You should learn how to handle me. Fuck it. I'm gonna go overseas. Would you change? Would you just be kind to me, or I'm gonna leave? Nope. No. You should be man enough to handle me, or learn how to deal with my trauma, and you should learn how to work with me. That's gonna take 10 years for you to change. You're a fucking. I'm sorry. You're an adult. You should have been changed. We're 40. We're 35. I gotta wait till you change.
I
You
don't
got
disagree
kids.
with AR,
So
but
I
I
got
mean
to go over
that.
here. Either way, a man's gonna get used in whether if he's in America or he's in Colombia. But guess what? He had a good time in Colombia. She used him, but you know what? It's 10 years relationship. It didn't work out. But damn, we didn't.
I understand. I understand what you're saying, but
yeah,
the black woman is God. The black woman is God.
See, and now that's why they're doing the thing that they're doing. They're the God of baby mamas.
No, I got to be on my Hebrew Israelite.
But so we're capping this week, right? But they're just gonna disregard us, right?
That's a fact. Look,
just because we're unicorns, we're able to handle women with bad mouth, right?
No, listen, I ain't got no passport. I can't fly right now. I got flight anxiety. I'm dealing with all this TBIs and PTSD.
You got your wife, bro. What you talking about?
Right, I know. I'm just saying.
You can go to Mexico if they're coming through the border, like just walking. You should be able to just walk through, bro. Take a vacation.
Nah. Listen, I ain't even gonna lie, man. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. So in my life, I spent a lot of time juxtaposing women to black women. That was a mistake. I realize that now, right? I probably missed out on a lot of, even if just take sex off the table, I probably missed out on a lot of good cultural experiences by limiting myself to who I was willing to deal with. But I know within my heart of hearts that there's only two people I could probably be with in this world, and that's going to be a black woman or a Spanish-speaking woman that's not Mexican, right?
Oh my God! Wow!
No, I'm just telling the truth. That's all I ever dealt with. You know what I'm saying? So those are my experiences. I get what the brothers are saying, especially these particular brothers, like you said, that are 35, 45, that have leveled up to a certain point, right? And we're about to get a whole lot of that right now with the rules and all of that. But what I'm saying is this. We mentioned it earlier, and I think it might have been brother, the man of prestige, who brought in about the 23-year-olds. Was that you? Or was that somebody else? That brought in about the 23-year-olds leading the older people, right? And this is what I'm saying. These guys, bro, how much relationship trauma have they actually been in, bro? At 23 years old, no kids. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that they really have an issue
text messages.
with.
He said text messages trauma. Text messages.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, that's insane. But the people who they really have trauma with is their mamas, is their aunties and their sisters. And all I'm saying is talk about them too. Put them on blast too. And then the women won't be able to say so much about you, right? I get what you're saying. I promise I do, bro. Because 9 times out of 10, what I realize is that a lot of the women that these so-called high value men who have worked themselves up, the women that they really want don't want them.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I get why they saying that. Okay, dude, look, I'm not never telling nobody to spend their life going through no type of stress or any of that. But I am saying it's kind of toxic to suggest that we shouldn't highlight the good ones. We should. You see what I'm saying? To me, we should highlight the good ones. Where are they?
I mean, we're on this panel. But the average...
he was simping with that one. Shushu is a damn feminist. Shushu is a feminist in every sense of the word.
Everywhere.
Shushu is a feminist for real.
She's
a feminist.
Podcast. You gonna see me, okay? You gonna see me.
Highlight.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely a feminist.
Absolutely.
I'm pulling up on you.
Absolutely.
I'm pulling up on you.
Love it, man.
It's an epic hour of outrageous excuses.
Love it. You on one today, little podcast. I like it.
The fact that you found the actual clip that says is an outrageous hour of epic.
Excuse me.
Brilliant, bro.
Shout out to my wife. She found it for me and uploaded this. So shout out to you. Shout out to your baby.
Shout out to Talk Hero.
Shout out to your baby. All right, let's get to we got Dusto here. So let's get his questions in. Thank you for coming to the panel. Everybody has about 5 to 7 minutes to state your claim, and then the panel will address you tonight. Dusto, what you got for us, sir? The feminists got your microphone, brother. We can't hear nothing you saying.
They got it. They got him. Got him.
They got your brother. They got your brother. No.
It's over. What you got in your ears, man? That stethoscope?
Yeah, we can't hear you at all.
Nah, bro.
That's not even a headphone. That's a stethoscope, right?
It looks like a stethoscope, right?
Hey,
how you
check
man?
your hygiene from me, okay?
Hey, brother. Canadian born, what's going on with you, sir? The darn feminist got your microphone.
No, he did not get me. So don't stop.
There we go.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. I was actually gaming while waiting for my turn.
Well, listen, we're glad you're here, man.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Good evening to my fellow brothers and sisters on the panel. How you doing? I will say this. This is by far one of the best conversations ever taken so far, with some solid strong points. When we ain't thought he came here, no, he didn't come here. He just knocked down the door and just shut up the club with all those strong points, which is pretty much factual. Now, me and all are from the same country. When I left my country, they had some foundation. Now, just like the sister said, Westernization only affect our country as well. The younger generation are acting like Western mindset people, but problem is, there's still a group of people who are pushing back against it for the sake of to protect their culture. Every other country that have access to cable or any type of entertainment to the Western world are getting influenced by it. Other countries are cutting it off for the sake of to protect their community. Problem is, we ain't trying to have a strong point whereby the grass is somewhat greener based on one.
Cap.
No, you can say cap. Unless you're working outside the country for X amount of years, no one can say that. I've done traveling jobs. If you travel overseas and you have to work overseas for 2 or 3 years, you get to understand the culture. You will find certain things different. You understand what's going on. You can discern who is real, who is not real.
Hold on.
It is
to that point.
True.
Because there was a point made earlier that men are going overseas. They're going overseas, and the points are being talked about that women are just using men, just these raging feminist women who are using these men. Right? Is that the case? Now, Canadian boy, hold on.
No,
hold on. If your answer is to agree with Shushu, I'm gonna have to kick you from the stream.
No. Hold on. I'm not shoo. You're talking to a granddad. Hello. I'm looking at you in the camera.
Hey, yo.
So
Number one.
Do you agree with Shushu?
Only by 10%. Let me explain to you.
It was really good to have him on the stream tonight. He's been such a good guest.
That is funny. That is funny. That is funny.
No, I'm not buying that. Let me explain to you why. When I say 10%, I say 10%. Let me explain to you why. I said it before in the past panel. My mom tried to hook me up with you back in Nigeria, taking pictures, bringing the picture over here. And then not here, I'm not talking. I explained it to my mom. There's a game that's been going on for past 30 years, whereby there are women who are trying to marry a man to, quote unquote, get their paper. They do exist. They've been existing for more than 30 years.
Everywhere,
but
man.
Also, there are women who are looking for a strong man to be married to and start a family.
Yes.
You have to have discernment.
Discernment.
That's what I say, 10%. Because my mom was trying to bring them to me. And you know what I did to them? You're fired. Next, you're fired. Next, you're fired. In my 20s, I have a thing called a one-strike contract. Once you mess up, you are gone.
Yeah, good.
I was vicious. I ain't got time for the drama nor the mind games. So you want to come to me during my 20 play mind game, I'm going to look at you and laugh. Exit left. Next.
Hey, brother.
No more mind game? join your sister over there.
That's what they're doing with
Next, I don't play that because here's the thing. I know what I want. I know my purpose is. So why would I waste my time with a child ass woman in her 20s who don't want to let go of their high school years? Are you kidding me? And now we have today's generation of women in their 30, 40, 50. So to me, they act like they're in high school. If you are doing that, do me a favor. Whatever degree you have, burn it, go right back to high school and get a better education.
Be nice.
Facts.
The gloves have been off. It's not bare knuckles. So all you ladies who act like overgrown high school cheerleaders, you're 30, 40, or 50, and you claim you got a high education, you got a degree, burn that degree. It's been disqualified. It's been void.
You know what, Sir Hale, you ain't you know what for bringing those comments on the screen.
I know, right?
I'm being honest because here's the thing. I used to work for a social media company back in the day called collarclub.com. So when I see grown out people act like baboons and animals in the Bronx Zoo, why would I make fun of them? Please, explain that to me.
You're right.
Please
You're
elaborate.
right.
You ain't like
Yep.
And they think that tech savvy. No, you're boo-boo savvy. You're boo-boo the fool savvy. That's what it sounds like to me.
Hey, yo.
It's knuckle fight now.
Okay, guys. Anybody want to?
And I'm a granddad, so I ain't got time for the BS either. Hello.
Hello.
Does anybody have a response for what Canadian Born just said? Because he dropped some facts.
Yeah.
AR, you had nothing to say?
That's so yes. I used to work for collarclub.com. I used to work for those folks. So believe me, I have too much experience. Anybody want to have the smoke? You can bring the smoke. I'll just barbecue.
Bring the smoke. Let's bring it. We ain't signing.
Bring the smoke and I'll bring the barbecue. I'll just choose what flavor I like.
You know,
I mean,
you bring up something that I respect.
Smoke for who? I do this. Hold up. Smoke for who? Ain't for me, bro. I am good with this roasting shit. If you want it, you get it.
So listen, we're not gonna roast tonight. We may do it in the after show. But so Canadian Born, you bring up something that I think needs to be said more. Men have to value their time. That I do agree with. I agree. Anybody have a response for Canadian Born?
Yeah, I was gonna say that I really admire and appreciate how clear he is. Like I hear him talking and like all I hear is leadership.
Yeah.
Self-leadership. Like he's leading himself in a very clear and specific direction. And like these women are either gonna fall in line or they're not.
Or not.
And he's gonna recognize it, right? Or not. He's gonna recognize it right away based on his standards and requirements. And he's gonna close that door that I talked about earlier, right?
And those standards I got
men
from my
control
uncle
relationships.
because we have uncles who are big men in society don't got time for the games.
Right.
And they don't
Right.
hesitate to shut people down. They don't.
Right. So listen to what he just said. He said he learned it from his uncle. So another man taught him to be that way. This is the hierarchy of men where you guys teach each other and you guys hold yourselves accountable and one another accountable based on your own standards for whatever it means to be a man. We don't define that. You guys do.
You guys
And you
do.
guys hold each other accountable. We do that in our own hierarchy of women. Now, we appreciate us, at least feminine, traditional women, appreciate the men like you guys who want to help us do that because trust us, we get beat up by feminists too when we try to show up and in our feminine expression. We get beat up on every platform. We get called all kinds of names. We get violence directed at us too. You guys
And
are
I
the
get that.
only
And I
ones.
get that. Let me say something to you about that.
All the time.
Let me respond to that. Let me respond to that.
This would be the last
Let
one.
me respond to that.
For you to be attacked by feminists, the women of the older year, they will call those women children. They're not women. They're not ladies. They are children. Because they're just
Great
stuck in
point.
kindergarten.
Yeah.
Great point.
Their brain have not fully matured yet. They think they are mature. Your words may say you are, but your actions speak otherwise. When your action and your word does not align, you are cap.
So let me say something really quick. Coach, I left a message for you in IG, but I got a couple of questions for you. I was trying to wait till now to ask them towards the end of the show. First, are you
podcast before you go? Is there any more questions directed toward CBN? Anybody?
Okay, I got time. I'm a grandpa.
Yeah, if you can stick around for us. Okay, go ahead, podcast.
So Coach, are you married?
I'm in a relationship now. So I was married in a relationship for 17 years. I did end up getting divorced. I did myself work consistently, all in for 5 years, and now I'm in a healthy relationship.
Love it.
Committed and exclusive.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Yes, shout out to CJ who's in the building.
Thank you.
No, because I had two questions. I'm blanking on what the second question was. I know the first one was, "Are you married?" I can't remember what the second was though.
It's okay.
But I definitely dropped a message for you on Instagram, please.
Why does it matter if she's married or not? What was the
Hold
point
on,
of
guys.
that?
Before we get to that, let me show some love to the super chat real quick, and hopefully that gives us all some time to remember some things because I forgot my next question as well. So let me play the super chat song. Shout out to Kaylin with the 99 super chat. She says Sir Hale speaks with the fist up. Much thank you so much. Let's play this super chat song. Let's drop that bass.
Super chat.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Kaylin, for the super chat. Thanks so much. Okay, podcast. Somebody else wanted to say something.
Yeah, I think I remember what the other question was. So, I mean, we don't have to pretend, right? Everybody knows that as my man, I ain't gonna say his name because he got in trouble for it. But as one of my homies would say, right? You fine as hell, right? So here's my question. Would you say that it's harder for you and women who have the amount of good looks that you have when it comes to finding a man because of the fact that you're so attractive, and it's just, I'm pretty sure it's consistently men all the time, flirting all the time, putting on their best behavior all the time, making it a little bit more for you to even decipher who the good man was, even though I know you just said you were married for such a long time, so you probably didn't even have to deal with that for a long time, except for maybe since maybe you was like 12 or something.
I mean, my parents had me on lock when I was 12.
Right.
But I mean, I do think that women who are can benefit from what's probably called like pretty privilege, right? They can have a bigger, I guess, pool of men to choose from, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're all good men necessarily. I mean, that woman has to have even more discernment. The bigger the pool that she's looking at, the more discernment she needs to have, especially about who she's going to be potentially intimate with. I mean, for me, like I said, my circumstance is a little different. I was in a relationship. I was raised to be a wife. I was very relationship oriented. I was in a relationship since 19 until 35, and then I was divorced, and then now I'm in a relationship again. 5 years later, I'm 40. So I never really had the traditional dating experience that a lot of women have in their 20s because I was in a committed relationship throughout my entire 20s.
Do you have any black in your lineage?
Oh, I'm sure I do. Yeah. I mean, my mother's from Dominican Republic. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Because 40, never would have guessed it. Bro, up top, the reason you asked me why did it matter if she was married, right? Because here's the ironic thing that I find a lot since I've been in YouTube space. First of all, I'm pretty sure most people know this. These conversations we have here, never even heard them, and definitely still don't have them off of YouTube. Nobody in my real life is having these type of conversations.
Well, you actually answered it when you, just so you know, yeah.
But the reason why I asked if she was married, because here's the ironic thing. I don't think she said anything tonight that any of us have disagreed with, right? And yet she's not married. This is the irony of this, because the women in this space who seem to speak the exact way that men want, they're not married. We can run down a list of a few of them, right? But it seems like it's so many of them, and I'm just trying to figure out why. I think I understand what it is with the guys, because these guys that are quote unquote high value and they have the bag and they in the gym and all this other stuff, I think it's really because they nerds. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no swag, they don't have no personality,
I take offense to that.
and women just, you know, they don't want that. Okay, you can pay the rent
in your
and all
old
of that,
picture.
but then I'm gonna be bored with you, right? Like somebody brought up the Mary J. Blige song earlier. So it's like I get it with them. I don't get it with the women. I don't understand, even though she just explained her situation, but I don't understand how there's so many women in this space who speak the way she does and they're still not married. It is absolutely confusing to me. CJ probably knows though. Welcome CJ to the show.
I think what it is they probably took AR's advice and they're overseas, so they couldn't get to it. But listen, CJ, welcome to the panel, man. Thanks so much for being here. You've heard the conversation. What you got for us?
First, I want to shout out to ISennYoLilPodcast. That's my guy. First of all, appreciate you having me up here, sir. Good conversation here. Like
that don't make no sense.
That boy got the sadness.
Just want y'all to pay attention to this do-rag shaming. Have some people counseled around here.
I'll be having my joint on too. My joint, you know what I'm saying? It's suede though, you feel? But anyway. So to the point, right? I'm on child support, so I can't even, you know, go across the Mississippi River without a problem. You feel me? So you know, I can't even, you feel me? I can't go overseas. But I do wonder, just for everybody, right? I do wonder why guys think that women aren't women. Like no matter where you go. Because you go across this, if you don't know how to deal with women, I mean, true. I know what's going on here. Like I said, I'm on child support. But I understand that. But if you don't know how to deal with women, I feel like you're just gonna have a different problem from a different woman. That's just what I feel. You know? So y'all can push back on that or whatever. That's my thought.
Are you suggesting that most women are the same, or even all women are the same?
If I say a good woman is a woman, I still be like, but she's still a woman. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I look at it. Like I can say, oh, this woman is dope, but then she'll do something like, yep, she's still a woman. Yeah.
Which was my problem with the video from earlier, Sir Hale, with the brother. He went in and he said all this stuff. She cooked, she cleans, she blah 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 blah. But he didn't say, but sometimes she irritating. Sometimes she can be a B. Sometimes she can do this. Sometimes because no woman is that perfect where they not ever doing anything. So I mean, the question itself was kind of disingenuous. He asking, why would you still step out on a woman that's like that? Well, it's all of these other reasons that you not mentioning. You see what I'm saying? The fact that we just found out the baby ain't even mine. How about that's the reason why I'm stepping out on her? You know what I'm saying? Like it could be anything.
Or let's say she's doing all those great things, but she complaining. She's, you know, undertones,
nagging,
got attitude.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, bro. You can't escape it.
The major problem is that she wasn't raised
overseas.
In a
they don't
household.
do that. Overseas, they don't. Everything is with a smile. Come on, CJ. You heard what the brother AR said.
You know, the thing about it is that it's their environment, right? Like it's America. Women are taught to be ahead of the man. It's the Eve that's inside of them, right?
That's a fact.
But when it comes to these women that are overseas, it's not that they're better. I'm not saying they look better. I'm not saying anything like that. It's just that their upbringing is installed. You understand? In America, they have a woman in America have a lot to fall back on, so they don't necessarily need a man to survive. Literally in Dominican Republic, places like Colombia and other places, they literally need a man to survive, or they can learn the different language, become educated, which is very difficult to do in most cases, or become a prostitute.
If
they're not going to become a prostitute, then they rely on the man, and that's why they're so submissive.
I just got one more question. I can leave. You found it out when you was on tour, bro?
On tour? What do you mean?
You not Mac 10?
I'm not what?
That is funny.
I didn't hear it.
That is funny.
I'm a roll, bro. I just want to crack a little joke, man. Y'all take it easy. All right, I'm gonna be in the back chat, sir. Here.
Hey, AR, if you can't, stick around for
Google Mac 10. Google Mac 10.
Yeah. So CJ, stick around for a minute. Stick around for a minute. All right, guys, let me bring up Dusto. He's back. I think the feminists have released his microphone and he should be good to go. Dusto, you're What is
Can
it?
you hear me? Can you hear me this time?
The damn stethoscope.
Hear you, bro?
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you, brother.
Yes.
Unfortunately, this is Dr. Dusto. I had to diagnose a few gentlemen with capititis. Capititis has been spreading around this panel.
From Mount Copernicus.
Yes, it's originated in Mount Copernicus. We're going to have to perform surgery on a lot of the gentlemen here who seem to say that they know everything that's going on overseas. I challenge you, man. Do you have a passport, and have you actually been? Have you talked to these women in English and Spanish or their native languages? Silence. That's what I thought.
I've lived in Colombia for 3 years. So yes, I've traveled over there and I spoke to her father.
Yeah.
I met my wife in America.
Yeah, a lot of what was being
Men
said was,
overseas,
unfortunately, was
right?
organic cap. And these are the things where, we all hear about women and feminists keeping women single. Unfortunately, we got a lot of men keeping men single also. Oh, don't go overseas. They're all for green cards. That is not true. Now you didn't listen to the woman who was actually Latin and what she said. There is a way to go about doing this that works, and there's a way that doesn't. And the mixture, what CJ said, there's people who can deal with women and there's people who can't. There are a lot of international simps. There's also a lot of women going and getting drilled out, beasted out, and Ubered right back to their countries.
Wait a minute.
Now, the problem is there are a lot of YouTubers, of course not Sir Hale, the very distinguished gentleman, of honesty and integrity. But there's a lot of YouTubers with lots of subscribers who will tell you whatever you want to hear about overseas. They'll tell you whatever you want. And most of the followers in the spaces don't have a passport, never been anywhere. But they'll tell you everything about other countries, and they never even left their own state. Be careful what you listen to and who you listen to. Now about those nerds that don't have any swag. So I just wasn't aware that making money, being productive, being influential, and following a plan makes you a low-value man, and you don't qualify for marriage anymore because they all want this swag. And let me guess, all women who are asking for that, they're all married and they're all submissive. Is that correct?
Yes.
Hold on. One heartbeat. I don't feel a heartbeat. Come on now.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the podcast has been diagnosed with capitosis. Please remove him from the panel because it could spread left to right and actually contaminate who may call in.
This nigga is on fire.
Now you have to explain why these high value men that's 6 feet, make 6 figures, got 6 packs, and got 12 inches of meat are not married. They got passports. They know all the languages. They can go all around the world. Why are they still single?
A better question is with the men with two inches.
No. It's not what's a better question. It's an answer to the question that was posed.
Okay, here's the question.
That's his pet peeve.
More of those men are married. More of those men are married and stay married than low-value men. That's your answer.
Okay, but more of those men are also married to black women. That's an answer.
And your point, there are also more of those men are married to other women too. So what's your point?
No, my point is this: is that I'm asking you a direct question and you're ducking it.
No, I'm giving you a direct answer. The higher you go up, the more they actually even date out.
Okay, I'm asking you, why is it that the 6-figure, 6 foot, 6 pack guys, high value men, why don't they have these wives? Why are they all on YouTube complaining and all of that instead of just taking their passports and going and getting a wife?
You didn't listen. You weren't listening, my friend. You weren't listening. The higher the income, the longer the meat, the more the stuff, the more married these men are. Broke dust. I mean, let's throw it in there.
So
he threw it in there.
Wait, so basically what you're saying is you're not going to address the single ones. Okay, I got you.
Pretty much, yeah. Sorry,
right, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to address those guys because it doesn't help me make
what
my
you're
point.
saying is all of them got to be married. If all of them aren't married, then that must mean the broke dustos have all the wives, right?
No, what that must mean is, how can you be telling me to go do something and it ain't worked for you?
Okay, I'll
that
answer
don't make
it.
Sense.
Don't do it. Don't make any money. Don't perform in the bed.
We're not
Don't
talking
do
about
it.
that. We're talking
And
about
go
the
get away.
going overseas to get the woman. You the high value man. You got everything the
Trust
women
me,
want.
low
But
value
you
will
ain't
not
got
be
the
going
woman. How does that
overseas.
work?
Low value men won't be
I
going
think it's two
overseas
different
because they
arguments.
can't afford a
That's
flight
what's
in the
talking
first
about
place.
nerds. A podcast is talking about overseas. So I think I think it's two different conversations.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be because I'm asking a direct question. Why is it that 6 foot, 6-pack, 6-figure guys are on YouTube complaining about women if they got the passports and can go get one? I'm just asking a straight up question. It should be as simple as saying, well, something's wrong with those guys. That is the simple answer to the question. Something is wrong with those guys.
Okay, here's a
That's
better
simple.
one.
Do you have an evaluation?
Why are 4-figure, 4 foot tall, 4-inch meat dudes complaining on YouTube louder than the others? And I know why they can't get a.
That's a better question.
They can't afford one.
No, let me tell you why that's not a better question. Let me tell you why that's not a better question. Because Dusto is the same person who says everybody on YouTube is 6 feet, makes 6 figures, and has a 6-pack. Shushu, am I lying on him, or is that not what he says?
No. To be fair, hold on, guys.
No.
To be fair, that's not this Dusto. This is Dr. Dusto.
This is
Dr.
Dusto.
Okay.
Is the one who says that.
Dr.
I got you,
Dusto got his degree from ITT Tech. It only took
Right.
about 3 weeks, and it came in the mail. But I had to dissect the cabinetry. All men are not married, but the higher you go up and the more productive and stuff you are does not mean that you automatically have no swag and can't get any women. That is absolutely not true. There are actually more women because these people have just like, well, not all of them. We got some real dork wads. I can't lie. Some dudes, man. We're trying to Uber them back to the dustosphere anyway. But a lot of these men have proven that they can produce in a lot of ways. They're competitive, successful. They can communicate. And women are attracted to that. Unfortunately, feminism and wigatosis has spread around and turned these men off to
So, Dr.
80%
Dusto,
of the women in the market.
Dr. Dusto, before you continue, if you could take a little time and explain to the crowd what wigatosis is.
Wigatosis
in America.
Unfortunately, starting in the Western culture, women have decided to scalp themselves, shave one head off like Rihanna, and then go get electric uncertified wigs. Actually, we have a carcass back here, but I'm trying to cover it up for the camera. But wigatosis is spreading all out the U.S., and even other races are starting to do this. It is out of control. Women, please water and plant seeds in your hair and water it 3 times a day. You do not want wigatosis.
Not scalp themselves, Dusto. You are a jerk. It says scalp themselves.
Nigga said it's a carcass in the background.
But anyway,
Hey, CJ, he said scalp themselves like Rihanna.
But anyway, here are my suggestions.
Doesn't that go for the men that get wigs too?
Man, get out of here.
Nah, don't do that.
Personally, I'm just going to keep it real, and I'm going to let
I might see you one in 3 weeks. Yeah, but not
I'm going to let it
listen,
slide.
Anybody have a response for Dusto? I got to get to our next caller. Anybody have a response for all the for the evaluation and diagnosis to the those who have capitosis and wigatosis?
Malpractice.
Can't make this shit up.
No, it's awesome. I like the doctor. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
But y'all weren't listening when this woman was talking. She made very valid points about overseas. I personally have been. I've talked to, and your biggest crooks overseas are the expats, the people who speak English who move over there, as well as the English-speaking women that are over there. They're speaking English for a reason, and Americans hanging around other Americans are hanging around them for a reason. If you're gonna go overseas, know what you're doing. Or,
please.
Oh, man, she got me for the green card. That will happen. But that's all I got. That's all my time. I'll be in the dustosphere performing surgery.
Yeah, my time is
performing surgery in the dustosphere. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Mike here.
I like the background that you have. Whoever is into the wigotography is doing a really good job on your stuff. So, salute to you, my brother. Thanks so much. Really appreciate you.
All right, I'll be in the back if you got space after.
Yeah, absolutely. Stick around for me, y'all.
Will do.
All right, so let's bring up. We're gonna bring up our final caller. Y'all, this is crazy. Wayne Signing is back. Wayne Signing, are you there?
Yes. Am I coming in clearly?
Very clear. Absolutely.
Okay.
So yeah. So what you got for us?
So yeah, just going to make some quick points. So number one, immigration divorce is at 15%. So actually, your chances of getting married abroad is going to be much better than getting married in America. At the end of the day, culture family supports functional relationships abroad. Now I'm speaking particularly to the East because I've been in Asia and in East Africa the most, right? And so when you're talking about, so getting to the point, right? Women don't want a good man till later in life. This is true because they're taught that. And that's where the broken promises lies, right? Because for men, we're taught head down, focus, do what you need to do, and then you'll get the girl in the end. And however, women are taught do not rely on men, get your bag, get educated. Then at 40, you can decide what you want to do, right? Marriage and relationships for women at 40, marriage and relationships and long-term relationships for the average woman, not all, comes to them at 40. So at the end of the day, you have broken promises to black men by the black community. That's where all this disgruntledness comes from. And then you have women that are focusing on partnership, the bag, education, etc. And so these are where the conflicts are happening. And so that's why when AR talks about going overseas, he is correct. And I'll close with that. And the last thing, and about the game situation, you need to have game, and somehow you got to talk to women this way. There's a reason why UK and America has dating coaches. In Asia, they don't have something called dating coaches. There's not even a word for dating coaches in Chinese. There's a reason why, because the market is dysfunctional, right? There's a reason why dating coaches exist in the West, and in the East, you don't need that.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
Hold on, guys. Before you go, this may be the greatest comment of the night. Big Bad Bull has put an empirical stat on. He says most women can't
from scratch.
But can start an argument from scratch. That's a fact.
Wow.
That is hilarious.
Wow.
Okay, podcast is on you, my brother.
Yeah, I'll go after you.
I was just saying, like, you know, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I was halfway listening to what he was saying. I mean, I've never been to these places, and it gets to a point where you have to try to take people's word for it. But you know, everybody ain't the same, and then it's all about what you want. You know what I'm saying? If you, one of the things I've noticed about these women, why somebody gonna tell me I'm wrong? It's all about what you want. I seen a guy on the show the other day I was watching. I think it was Culture Clinician, right? And
shout out to
Coach. It was a guy who was sitting on the panel with him. You know, he called his wife over. She came, you know, tiptoed over there, sat down on his lap. You know what I'm saying? Little Filipino-looking woman. You know what I'm saying? They're like she might have weighed 102 pounds soaking wet. But see, that's the thing. I don't want that. High value or not, I don't want that. I want some meat. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear You know what I'm saying? Like I'm straight on that, bro. I mean, people act like that. What you're supposed to do when you're choosing a person is choose them for every reason except the person. You want to choose a high value man because he got money that he can lose. What about him? You want to choose this woman because she's submissive, right? But what if she stank? What if she ugly? You know what I'm saying? Don't got no personality. Like I don't understand why we have to act like this don't matter. Is it just all about getting with somebody and having a house and a white picket fence and you could say you got a wife and I could say I had a baby and I could say I'm providing for no. I want to like the woman that I'm with. Period.
You think only American women have an ass? There's
That's
a
not
lot of
what I'm
women
saying.
that have
I
that ass.
literally just said, God, why do you always make these arguments? I literally just said somebody's gonna say whatever.
What you're saying doesn't make sense.
The girls that these guys present and put out forward, yes, they be 102 pounds soaking wet. That's another one of the YouTube talking points.
They present the worst examples.
Fat, this and that. And then when I pull up pictures of women that weigh 180 pounds, 190 pounds, and I'm talking about look amazing.
How?
And I felt
how?
Then they go, she's overweight. That's the point, AR. what looks good to him is different from what looks good to you. That's the point.
But that's
He
not
said how.
that's not a real stat.
Oh,
Generally,
well, okay. Let's
most
pull out the
people have some things that's not
Fibonacci.
attractive.
Let's pull out the Fibonacci
Oh my
standards of beauty now, right?
So, wait. I got you, brother. I got you,
simply,
AR.
we
I
like
got
a
you,
lot of the
AR.
same things, right?
Sir Hill, if you don't mind, I hope you don't mind.
I-
AR,
Now,
AR, can you see
I
my
don't have
audio
space
avatar
for
right now?
the back chat is full, so I won't have any space for it.
Hold on really quickly. AR, you see my audio avatar right now, right? On the screen? You see me on the screen right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just keep looking for 1 second. Just keep looking for 1 second.
Don't get me canceled.
Okay.
Oh,
that's
she's
200
beautiful.
pounds.
That's Alan Q. She's beautiful.
That's 200 pounds.
Well, I mean,
day.
okay, you know,
And
you-
she's
how
she's
tall is she
Caribbean
again?
though. You
How
can
tall
find
is she
out,
again?
right?
How tall is she?
She's 5'9".
Just so
I thought she was actually over
Yeah,
6
that's
feet,
just
but I mean,
I
that's
talk to her every other day. She's 5'9".
that 200 pound is not the same. 180 pounds, whatever, is not the same with most women that weigh that amount.
It depends on height and if they
Yeah,
work out. So
height.
there's a lot of factors in this.
But the
Yeah,
point that
then I
don't look
showed
like
them,
that.
look, because this is what I did the other day, Aaron. I did a video. We did a video on stretch marks. It's great. You should go watch it. And I pulled up another woman, 200 pounds, right? Because they was like, no, most women have a pudge. So I pulled up a woman. She was she probably had the best body on earth.
Podcast.
She had a baby. She gained some weight. She had a pudge. But then when we showed her with the pudge, she still looked amazing.
Hey guys,
amazing.
Nah, I'm good.
That's real
man.
talk. The
I don't
real
think that's
talk is
possible, but-
we talk about weight, and I think weight does matter.
It does
but
matter.
I don't think being
Shape
skinny
matters
matters as
more.
much as we like to make it seem. As long as she looks good and she's not breathing hard when she walks.
Thank you.
Generally, that's okay for most men. Now, the more healthy you can become, that's even better. But I think it's a lot of them thick sisters. It's a whole lot of loving going on. So I think brothers got to be honest about that. We're not looking for skinny
give it a
women
buck,
for the
right?
most part.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The guys that do the overseas talk most of the time, sir, here when they put up these women, 120 pounds, 130 soaking wet. You know what I'm saying?
that's what good health looks like.
They built like junior varsity basketball players. I mean, it's not the thing, bro.
Like nah, bro. Right? Like nah.
Well, I mean, other countries don't have as much fried. You know that they don't have that many options of fried food like that. So that's why the rate of heart attacks and stuff is lower in those countries.
But even AR, even you would admit that when it's even though it might be a light-skinned black woman, even you would admit that black women are the baddest women on the planet. Like
physically attraction, I 100% agree. I'm not denying that. I'm definitely not denying that. You know.
Thank you, AR. Thank you so
Exactly.
much for. I agree with that.
But
Appreciate that.
what you're gonna go through is 10 times more than what you can afford.
Have you ever
Can I tell you something? Let me be honest with you guys. Being finally in your 30s and 20s, we expect that. If you still attracted after you 35, 40, that's really what's impressive to me, because that means you've spent your life taking care of yourself. And so, ladies, if you're doing this, that's really what's valuable, because you're not going to always be young. Right?
It's the
That's 40 under me. How?
Oh, really? You, Coach, you're 40? In what years? Like human years?
Right. The facts.
I would not have guessed that. That's awesome. Shoo, you about 35, right?
I'm 38.
38.
Mm-hmm.
Red, don't you tell me
I'm
like
47, darling.
47?
I wouldn't have guessed that either, though.
That's beautiful. That's
Now
beautiful.
look at
Kiara,
my
Black don't crack.
I know
Yes.
Kara's like 18.
No, highlight her intentionally, sir. Here.
Which one?
Kira. Pull up.
Yeah. Why are you picking on her?
There you go.
Love it. Love it.
I guess listen, so we got to get ready to go, guys. Ladies, you're beautiful, and thank you for being a representation of what we look for. Women should be beautiful. Take care of yourselves. All of this, accept me how I am. No, ain't nobody going for that. Take care of yourself, because a man walks a little bit taller when his woman looks good, right? You don't have to be. No, we love saying I can't be a supermodel. We don't want you to be a supermodel. We just want you to be super clean, super decent, super hygienic. Take care of yourself, because that makes a difference. Is that fair?
I would push back with one thing. The most natural version of you, the most healthiest, naturalist version of you is a supermodel. That's the thing that they don't realize.
Now,
Remove
podcast,
the makeup,
taking it too
take a shower, fresh out the shower,
It is
remove all the
naturalist
makeup.
concerning.
That's you. The most natural version of you is a supermodel to the right man. I promise you that. You just got to understand that the man that you want.
Podcast.
Y'all
Come
are
on, podcast. All I'm hearing right now.
Cap.
Come on. Come on, podcast.
So look, I asked everybody this. So I'm gonna ask you too. I know all of y'all see those little shorts that the women do, right? When they like come fresh out the shower or whatever, they completely natural, and then they do like a jump or something, and then they go to this made up makeup everywhere, hair done, and all of that. 90% of them look better before they do the transformation.
That is a fact. I have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah, that is true.
Like some ladies, I don't get it. Y'all be putting on too much stuff, and it take away from what you normally got.
That's a fact.
That's true for
That's
some.
what I'm saying.
Now there are some others. I'm like, you don't got on enough, but that's a different story. We did it on a different show. But for the most part, ladies take
When
care
men
of
say
themselves.
that, they say they don't care. They're gonna put it on anyway. And this thing, the lashes.
Oh yeah, that is.
Yeah, those things. Oh my god. Like
Okay, y'all, let's
just triggered me with the lashes.
I feel the Negro coming out. Let's wrap up this show. So everybody, we're gonna give final thoughts really quickly, and we'll circle around. Let's start with Kiara. So Kiara's going to be on one of our new shows coming up very soon. So y'all welcome her. We're gonna keep her in the network because the YouTube streets can get dangerous, and I like to protect talent. You know, we come over here to have a good time, be successful, and we don't like drama. So we just go. You know, we gotta. Make her aware of the game, so we're going to do that. But Kiara, what you got on tonight? What's your final thoughts? Your thoughts about the show? Anything else you want to leave with us?
The lady on the side of me, she had very good points. I love what she was saying. And then little podcast, but leave me alone. That's all I've got to say. But the show was good.
Awesome. Yeah, much love for Kiara. She is somebody awesome. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Kiara. Stick around for me. Coach, this is your first time on the show. What was your thoughts on this? And if you're willing to come back, I'm going to talk to the board of directors, but we'd like to have you back again. So what's your thoughts? The feminists have gotten a microphone. God damn.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, Coach, we can't hear you. Nope, can't hear you, and closed caption is not working.
Here we go. How about now?
There we go.
Sorry about that, gents. No, I wanted to say thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. All of your other panelists and guests on here have just been lovely. I've learned a lot from, and also I had fun, which you told me this was meant to be fun and also entertaining and educational, and all of that has been the case. So just thank you guys for the opportunity and for the love. Thank you, Kiara, for your kind comment. I appreciate that.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Just wonderful guest. Red Lipstick Vibes. I truly appreciate you coming on. I feel the love vibes from you. I feel the love vibes from. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. What's your final thoughts on tonight's show? What you got?
I had a lot of fun with everybody on the panel. Thank you, Sir Hale, for having me. I just want to say, guys, for the men, just make sure you learn how to vet properly, because we have a lot of chameleons out here that will pretend to be everything that you want them to be, and then they turn out to be not that. Also for the ladies, just try to, for the ladies that haven't been taught, how to be submissive, how to be a wife. One of the things I do say on my channel is that to get around women that are what you strive to be, so that you can learn to be that. You can't help, what people lifestyle were when they were growing up, but for the women that want to do the work and change, those get around some women that are who you want to strive to be, and that is a wife.
Red Lipstick Vibe, you have such a sweet spirit, And it is why so many people like talking to you. So please consider coming back again. Like really, like real talk. There's certain people who I always want on the show, and I try to be respectful of everybody's time. But when you get a group of people and you guys mesh well together, to me, it's like magic, and I love it. I love shows like this, and I think tonight was magic. So thanks so much. Please carve out some time in your schedule for me, okay? Show, what's going on with you? What's your final thoughts on tonight's show? What you got for us?
My final thoughts are women never surrender. Still don't surrender, okay? If you don't want the man in your young years.
She was such a great guest. We really appreciate her contribution to tonight's episode. It was fantastic.
I skipped that last week. I ain't doing last week. I'm sorry.
Right. I meant to bring that up.
Okay, but my final thoughts are as far as like it is important like to know what you want like earlier on, because like especially if you want children and you want a husband, like we are on a time clock, so you don't wait too long. Don't take too long to find like that. And as far as men go, if you want a wife, you want to get married, first of all, don't fool around and waste a woman's time if you know you ain't ready to get married. Don't drag her out. Don't make her all these promises and good and well you ain't ready. Like, let her go on with her life and find somebody who is ready for what she wants. Like, don't do that to somebody. Like, as far as like relationships go, we need to get it together and love each other. Especially in our community, Black community, we do need to get it together. We really do. And with that being said, thank you, Sir Hale, as always, for having me on your platform. I really do appreciate it. Love being here. Thank you to everybody who was on the panel. I had a wonderful time with you guys. Please do follow my YouTube channel at Shumeria. That's SHUMERRIA. I also have a show on the Black Man Unfiltered Network with my brother Mandrell called Unapologetic with Mandrell and Shushu on Wednesday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm also on Robbie's channel on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find me here at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time on Sundays, and Great Peel Podcast on Tuesdays and Saturdays. So, y'all have a good night.
Awesome, thanks so much. Shout out to Great Pill, to Robbie, to who else? You on Black Men Unfiltered?
Black Man, yeah.
Shout out to all the great content creators. Like, this stuff is hard to come around good people, and when we get them, we appreciate them. So thank you so much, Shumeria. You are awesome. Tell my brother, AR is in the building, came through, and listen, I knew it was going to be off the chain. I didn't know it was going to be this great. It is really good being on the show with you, my brother. Thanks so much for making the time and coming through. What's your final thoughts?
I hope I offended a lot of people, even you, sir. I really hope I did, man. I really hope I did. My only regret, I didn't get a chance to really argue it out with Shushu.
Right.
Dedicate a whole script next time to make sure I get it in to argue with her. But Sir Hale, you have a dope platform. I highly appreciate even you inviting me on here. And shout out to the missus as well. God bless your family. Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be attending a workshop, a classroom for self-development with Coach Ariana and Self-Made Man Summit. It's going to be Monday and Tuesday. Monday is 5 p.m. So if you're looking to grow, which I am consistently looking to grow in different areas, I would suggest you join. But Sir Hale, I highly appreciate you allowing me on here, man.
Hey man, if you got the time to, I want to bring you back, man. This was great, bro. Real stuff. My man of prestige, man. We got through another night, man. A lot of great perspective. And I truly appreciate you, man. Sometimes it's cabinetry, but listen, this is part of the conversation. So I appreciate you, man. What's your final thoughts on today? What you got for us, bro?
Love it, man. I never really got to the actual topic, which is women don't want a good man until later in life. I could hear through all the way through the BS in that. Yes, women will never want good, boring men. I don't care how good you are. If she doesn't want you, she doesn't want you. What you should learn how to do is learn how to walk away. If a person is not, if a person, not the whole generation of black women, if a person does not celebrate you, learn how to take a walk. It doesn't have to be a permanent decision. Just learn how to take a walk and stop complaining about a person that doesn't want you. It's always been that way. It will never change. If you're boring to her, doesn't mean you're a boring person. To her, based on so many layers of different information, maybe the way she was raised, maybe she's for the streets, whatever the reason is, right? If you're boring to her, no, she's not interested, and she would never be interested in whatever that is until she got dumped by everybody else at 45. It's the reality of life. Men, we need to learn more how to face reality and stop complaining about reality if we claim that we like truth, and stop creating our own version of truth. With that being said, my platform is Men of Prestige. I have this kind of conversation in the form of a monologue, and I have a good time coming here all the time. So Hale, thanks for having me as usual. You're my brother, any day. And shout out to everyone on the panel. Nice to meet everyone. And AR, good to see you. And Shushu, everybody else, Michelle, lip service. I was about to say lip service, but no.
Wait a minute.
But no. I subscribe to everyone, and also the coach. Thank you for coming by to make the conversation even more, much more exciting tonight. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Excellent. To my brother who I don't call nobody out. I am a man. I will do it myself. But today I'm like, hey, bro, come on through, bro. Help your brother out. Podcast came through, man, and came through big time. So I appreciate you, man. What's your final thoughts on tonight's show? And what else would you like to add, brother? The feminist got his microphone.
That's crazy. First of all, I would like to thank all of the people that have been supporting the channel. There's a lot of people in the chat right now that also support the channel, and that have been supporting me, whether it's with likes, subscriptions, whether it's being in the chat, whether it's with Cash Apps, PayPals, like all of it. It's been to a great benefit for me. So I want to say thank you for that. And also, as far as the conversation went tonight, this was a dope conversation. I had plenty fun. Today I was able to be more controlled. I think that's because I got all my yelling out on my show earlier today. I spent about 2 hours yelling at everybody. So I was pretty chill once we got here tonight. But this was a dope conversation. Hopefully I get to begin this series that I'm doing, ISennYoLilExperience. I definitely want Coach to be a part of that if she will. And I'm so grateful, man, just for even being able to be on these platforms. Just for a second, I would like to be a tad bit sentimental. As a friend of all of us, he recently lost his mother. The content creators will know who I'm talking about. And he is really, really, really having a tough time. Yeah. And so I just want to say, love the people that you have while they still here. Take care of yourself, take care of those people. Learn how to forgive people, forgive yourself. It's a lot of things that we can be doing. Taking accountability for our own mind, our own body, our own beliefs, the way we treat people, and our behavior and things like that. It's a lot of things that we can be working on and fixing internally, besides trying to find somebody else to make us happy about the dysfunction that we want to just wallow in sometimes. You won't, take me as I am. That's not just women. Men say that too, but I know that's really a woman's talking point. But it's so many things that we need to fix internally. We need to take some time to focus on us. Therapy. Podcasting is my therapy. This is how I get my therapy. This is how I juxtapose my behavior against things I see from other people. This is how I, can remind myself sometimes it ain't as bad as my mind might be making it out to be. But this might not necessarily work for everybody. So if you feel like you need therapy, go get it. Don't make excuses. Just go do it. There's a website you can use where I think they get you like 6 free visits if you need therapy and maybe you can't afford it, whatever like that. And I mean, even if you just do those 6 visits, you never know what information you can get to help you springboard yourself right into a pattern to healthiness, bro. So I mean, I don't want to take up too much time, but just the fact that I'm thinking about my bro and I'm knowing that he hurting. I just wanted to use my closing statement to say that, and to also say thank you to Sir Hale for having me and all the people who support me. And my platform is ISennYoLilPodcast. If you don't know, my name is Beans, aka they call me Lil Podcast. And I look forward to producing more content with Sir Hale and with other content creators and just with women and men and people in general. And man, look, just salute. But please, everybody, man, love yourselves and love the people that you have while they're here. Thank you.
Excellent, y'all. That was another one, guys. Another dope show. If you guys enjoyed the show, show your love for all of our wonderful guests in the comments. Let them know that we appreciate them. Doing these shows ain't easy. I know you think that we just come here and we sit down and we talk. A lot of us are talking from our experiences, from the things we have actually gone through. And so while the conversation may take different turns, we're able to pull it back in because we've gone through some real things. So I hope you guys appreciated it. Don't assume that the people who are on here know. Show them that you appreciate them. Tell everybody and let them know. So thank you to everybody who rocks with Sir Hale Speaks Network. We're approaching 3,000 subscribers. So guys, thank you for all your support. Please continue to support the channel and continue to promote. We're trying to grow this thing to continue to put out good content like this. So content creators who are watching this, if you guys want to be a part of the show as well, let us know. Leave a comment or send me an email. We like to get new faces, and we like to use our platform to give exposure and then to pull on your perspective so that we can have conversations that are impactful just like this one. Well, again, everybody, love your people. The tonight's topic was women wait, they pass over the good man until it's too late. The truth is a lot of times, a lot of us, we waste the best of our years doing what we want to do, and we don't think about what we actually need. So let's just do this. Let's stop being stupid. Let's stop wasting time, and let's start focusing on the things that actually matters. Your relationships matter. Who you are with matters. Who you are with is a projection and a prophecy on what you'll be in the next 10 to 15 years. So choose wisely who's in your life, whether this is marriage or this is family or even friendships. Your relationships matter because life is about relationships and the impact we have on others. Until next time, everybody, I love you guys. Have a great night, and we'll see you again soon, this time next week. Ladies and gentlemen, Sir Hale's out the building. Peace. May I have your attention? May I please have your attention? Super Sundays. Yeah, baby. We're back at it again. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's get it. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Sir Hale Speaks Super Sundays. I'm glad that you're here. I wanted to take a moment to tell you guys how much I appreciate you. We've been doing these shows for months now, and you guys have been showing up consistently as we take on and we tackle different challenges and different topics. So I appreciate it. But here's what we're trying to do going forward. We want to grow this audience to people who need to hear content like this. And so we need your help. How can you help us? That's a fantastic question. Be sure to make sure you hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell for all of the content that we have, particularly Super Sundays. All right, guys, sit back, relax, enjoy. Make sure you invite somebody to Sir Hale Speaks Super Sundays. We're getting ready to go in. We're going to have a good time. Happy Sunday, everybody. Let's get to the show.